Tàló pàjá lọ́dọ̀ fún anilẹ̀rí ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń pèsè ní Sátánì ọmọ àlóní ẹni fọwọ́ sí ìwélé bàbá kù nínú wọn. Jésù àtàwọn akẹ́lẹ̀ aláwọ̀ funfun Sátánì náà yà ní dúdú ọmọ ọdún àtún pẹ̀lú ọ̀gbọ́jọ́ wùrà Sátánì tọwọ́ àyà ní dúdú náwọn pèlè ṣù tàló pàjá lọ́dọ̀ fún wa o. Ọlọ́run má jà múlẹ̀ tọ̀tà ẹni àgbàdo àní báwọn tọrọ níyé mo gbọ́njú mo tójú bọ́ kí n pé mọ̀ pé ó ti bọ́ o bàbá dẹ̀ máa lè ká tó fún iṣẹ́ gidi ni òyìnbó mà ló kó wa lẹ́rú o òyìnbó tó kó wa lẹ́rú ló tún fún wa lẹ́sìn àgbẹ̀sìn tán wọ́n ní aṣojú bí wá dùn agbógun ìtìjú nu àpọ̀ wọn bàbá wa lọ́lọ́dún òkùnkùn títí délé ìnira làmì rí ònílẹ̀ wá jẹ́ kí n tọ́kọ́ mo la ṣubú. Peter là ń pè ní Pétérù Jesus là ń pè ní Jésù lóde wá Mary là ń pè ní Maria táwọn lẹ́ni tó sọ Sátánì wọn lè ṣú wá Samuel Ajayi Klauda ọmọ tẹ̀yìn tó ti mú lẹ́rú láti kékeré olè ti ṣàrú ìlọ́jọ́ ọmọ wọn lọ́dàgbà ló kọ bíbélì wọn lédè wá olóko Sátánì lẹ́sùn láàlú ẹ̀ Sátánì dádúró kò jọra wọn èṣù láàlú èyí ní òkè yé ọ̀tọ̀ ni èṣù láàlú ìkan nínú àwọn bàbá ńlá bàbá wa ọmọ Olódùmarè ní gẹ́gẹ́ bí bá ti wí ó wà lára àwọn tó tẹ̀lé Ọbàtálá látọ̀run wá sáyé gbèdé tàbá sí Olódùmarè yóò lẹ́ẹ̀kan Sátánì Sátánì bíbélì ní akọrin ní akọrin ọba Lucifer tún lórúkọ rẹ̀ wọ́n pè ní Lucifer wọ́n tún pè ní àwọn òwúrọ̀ òkúta olówó iyebíye lọ́lọ́run fi dá tó bá kọrin wọ́n nínú Ọlọ́run àti jẹjẹjẹ lọ́run èyí ló mú kó mẹ́ra kẹsàn lọ́run lọ́jọ́ kan ó ní kí o sí èmi àgbé ìta ẹ̀mí ká o máa gbé ìta ẹ̀mí ká ju tọ́lọ́run lọ ó gbìyànjú ẹ̀ lọ́lọ́run bàbá mú èyí ló mú kọ́lọ́run lè sílẹ̀ o látọ̀run Sátánì agbéraga èṣù bàbá wa ni àwọn olówó fàjẹ́ lọ́pọ̀ yóò fún wa Sátánì èèyàn funfun ni òkúta olówó iyebíye lọ́lọ́run fi dá o èṣù láàlú èèyàn dúdú ní kò jọra wọn ẹ̀yẹ fàjẹ́ lọ́pọ̀ yóò fún wa ẹ̀yẹ fàjẹ́ lọ́pọ̀ yóò fún wa ọmọ Òdùà má pẹ̀lú ọ̀pẹ̀jẹ̀ wùdà mọ́ rẹ̀ tàló pàjá lọ́bọ̀ fún anílẹ̀ yìí ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń pèsè ní Sátánì ọmọ àlóní ẹni ń fọwọ́ sí ìwélé bàbá kù nínú wọn Jésù àtàwọn akẹ́lẹ̀ aláwọ̀ funfun Sátánì náà yà ní dúdú ọmọ Òdùà tún pẹ̀lú ọ̀gbọ́dá wùrà Sátánì tó àyà ní dúdú náwọn pèlè ṣù tàló pàjá lọ́bọ̀ fún wa ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń pèsè ní Sátánì ọmọ àlóní ẹni fọwọ́ sí ìwélé bàbá kù nínú wọn Jésù àtàwọn akẹ́lẹ̀ aláwọ̀ funfun Sátánì náà yà ní dúdú ọmọ Òdùà tún pẹ̀lú ọ̀gbọ́dá wùrà Sátánì tán àyà ní dúdú náà wọ́n pèlè ṣù o. Tàbí padà lọ́bọ̀ fún wa o. Èṣù God of Iron ṣe pé ìdìbò ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ̀wá níbẹ̀ làwọn bàbá rẹ̀ ṣù jẹ́ pé lóṣù jẹ́. Àwọn èèyàn mi ṣe pé torí wọn ò ní ìmọ̀. Bíbélì ló sọ yóò fún wa. Báwo lọmọ tó ń tàka sókè ṣe fẹ́ ṣe rere? Ọmọ tó ń jẹ́ pẹ̀lú bàbá ẹ̀ irú wọn ò ní lọ bì kankan. Ẹ̀fẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ pálapàlapà. Ẹ̀ ń tọ̀ mí gbàdú ẹ̀bẹ̀ bí Orísun. Báwo lọmọ tó ń tàka sókè ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ ṣe rere? Ọmọ tó ń jẹ́ pẹ̀lú bàbá ẹ̀ kò ní lọ bì kankan. Ọmọ Yorùbá ní kò ní gbà fóṣù. Wọ́n ní kò ní gbà fọ́ bàtà láwo lẹ́nu ẹ̀. Àwọn ló sọ pé orí Ṣàngó bàjẹ́ òní kò so. Ọ̀run mi là bàbá rẹ̀ sẹ́yán bíbú ni. Ọ̀dẹ̀ tó gbàgbé Orísun kan. Mọ̀mọ́ bá ẹ̀mọ̀ pé bíbẹ̀ ló máa gbẹ kò sópè lọ́rọ̀ yẹn. Pásítọ̀ tó jọmọ Yorùbá jáwọ́. Sàtánì ní kò pé yé kọjá yẹn. Ọ̀tọ̀ ní tọ́lú ọ̀tọ̀ ní tálùtàlù o. Sàtánì lọ́lọ́run fi bú. Èṣù láàlú ọmọ Olódùmarè ní ìṣọ́ ààrẹ. Àbọ̀rọ̀ là ń sọ fọ́mọ olúwàbí. Àbọ̀rọ̀ là ń sọ fọ́mọ olúwàbí. Jẹ́kórí ẹ̀ ó pé yé dogun gbógun. Jẹ́kórí ẹ̀ ó pé yé gbógun òsọ́rùn rẹ̀. Ta ló padà lọ́wọ́ fún àrílẹ̀ yìí? Ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń pèsè ní Sàtánì wọ́n máa lè rí. Ẹni fọwọ́ sí júwèlé bàbá kú nínú wọn. Jésù àtàwọn akẹ́lẹ́ aláwọ̀ funfun Sàtánì náà yà ní dúdú. Ọmọ Oòduà tún pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀ ṣáwùrà. Sàtánì tán àyà ní dúdú náà wọ́n pèlè ṣù o. Ta ló padà lọ́wọ́ fún àrílẹ̀ yìí? Ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń pèsè ní Sàtánì wọ́n máa lè rí. Ẹni fọwọ́ sí júwèlé bàbá kú nínú wọn. Jésù àtàwọn akẹ́lẹ́ aláwọ̀ funfun Sàtánì náà yà ní dúdú. Ọmọ Oòduà tún pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀ ṣáwùrà. Sàtánì tán àyà ní dúdú náà wọ́n pèlè ṣù o. Ta ló padà lọ́wọ́ fún wa o. Sàtánì tán àyà ní dúdú náà wọ́n pèlè ṣù kọjá. Sàtánì tán àyà ní dúdú náà wọ́n pèlè ṣù o. Sàtánì tán yà láwọ̀ tiwa náà wọ́n pèlè ṣù. Sàtánì tán àyà ní dúdú náà wọ́n pèlè ṣù o. Sàtánì tán àyà ní dúdú náà wọ́n pèlè ṣù ẹ̀ka rẹ̀. Sàtánì tán àyà ní dúdú náà wọ́n pèlè ṣù o. Ta ló padà lọ́wọ́ fún àdúrà yìí? Ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń pèsè ní Sàtánì wọ́n máa lé ní. Ẹni fọwọ́ sí júwèlé bàbá kú nínú wọn. Jésù àtàwọn akẹ́lẹ́ aláwọ̀ funfun Sàtánì náà yà ní dúdú. Ọmọ Oòduà tún pẹ̀lú ọ̀gbọ́n jáwùrà. Sàtánì tọrọ àyà ní dúdú náà wọ́n pèlè ṣù o. Ta ló padà lọ́wọ́ fún wa o. This is the little
and every one of you onto the broadcast. I say good afternoon, good evening, depending on the part of the world that you're joining us from. We're here for another 2 hours. Today's date is the 10th of December 2020. The time is exactly 12:23 here in London, where I will be here with you and engaging and telling you some of the reasons why we need to extract quickly out of Nigeria. I say good morning to you on the other side of the globe. Those of you waking up, making your way to work. We have a lot of Yoruba people, well intelligent, from female, male, woman, man, children. It is in the gene. And that gene is the only thing that the white man was unable to extract from us. I can see you, my sister. Thank you very much, for your support. And I'm sure you're already making your way to work. A very good afternoon to those of us here in Europe. A very bad day for those in Nigeria. You might be asking why it's another bad day. For as long as we refuse to end Nigeria, more lives will eventually be lost. And the negligence of that will fall back to myself and you because we refuse to do the right thing. You might be living comfortable in your own location, but you've got to remember that we have so many Nigerians, regardless of our ethnicity now or our tribe, that are losing their life, emi is not valued in that shit old country. And that is another life lost today in Port Harcourt. May his soul rest in peace. The picture you're looking at is not a graphic image of an artist. It is the innocent death that took place at about 6 a.m. while some of us were still in bed with our children. Some of you have 17-year-old adults in your house, and you know how you protect them. You know how you give them that comfort. You know how you continue to call their phone. Ibolowa, oh, iti wole Ibolowa. Mom, I'm doing well. Especially when they get to that teenage year. They want to feel the real world. But it is the other way around in Nigeria. The young boy was trying to make a living. He's only 17 years old. At the early hours of the morning, when so many parts of the world were in bed, a police officer shot him dead just because of 100 naira. A police officer in Nigeria shot him dead this morning at 6 o'clock in Port Harcourt. Ìbéèrè tí mo ń bi everybody ni pé, for how long should we continue with this? When I sit here and I say we need to prepare to fight, some of you don't like us using that word. Violence is the only language in any government, especially some of us asking for a total self-determination. You might say it is not your family, and we can understand that. But remember, it is somebody else's family. And all these, as you can see, his body being carried.
Just because of 100 naira, they killed him. And police, and brutality. What is happening? We don't know what is happening. Just because of 100 naira, they killed an innocent soul this morning. What have you done? What have you done to deserve all this? Just because of 100 naira. What is this? What is this?
Nigeria, as you might think, and that is the family crying.
See me die! Just because of 100 naira! What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Just because of 100 naira! What is happening?
Someone is asking me, what goods and service does MC Oluomo sell? What has that got to do with me? What has the goods and services MC Oluomo got to do with me? I'm sure you should be able to know the goods and service that MC Oluomo sells. A very good afternoon and welcome to the program again. And I want us to take a look at the topic of today. A Yoruba nation will not be negotiated. Fulani that you don't know will eliminate so many of us if we don't put a full stop and fight back. If Taba sọ pé a fẹ́ jà, Fulani ló máa pa gbogbo wa, and nothing will happen. The world will not do anything. You think the world cares? The world, the international community cares about us. They don't give a toss about myself and you. It doesn't matter how many people die every day in Nigeria. We're just a number to them. But when one British die in any part of the world, the media in this country will pick that news continuously. But because we are from Africa, one death is one spinal lost, according to them. For how long must we continue like this? Every time I come here and I say Nigeria is at war, some of you refuse to accept, and I can understand, because you do not agree that Nigeria that you love so much is in war. But I will prove that wrong to you. Yeah, MC Oluomo is doing very well. Let's leave MC Oluomo alone. It's a corrupt system that enables that. I tell you all the time when I sit here that Nigeria is at war. But some of you don't believe so. Abibeko, because it's Koikimedia. Let me now prove to you that Nigeria is at war from what the international community are saying. I'll be putting the link for the benefit of those of you that wants to read further. I welcome everybody as you join the broadcast. You're right. If anyone say we should forgive the Fulani for the atrocity don't commit ní ilẹ̀ wa, ẹni yẹn gan máa bá lọ. Let me emphasize again that some of us are ready to take all the risk. Not everybody will be able to do so, but I can tell you that some of us are ready to take every risk. And if the risks mean to fight back the federal government, if peace is not going to allow us to break away, so be it. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tí mo sọ, àwa kan ṣetán pátápátá láti kẹnu sí federal government. Oh, there will be humanitarian disaster. That I cannot dispute. Already, there is humanitarian disaster in Nigeria on a daily basis because the country is at war. And I'll show that to you again today. I'm putting the link fún àǹfààní ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá fẹ́ do more research into that. And the link I'm going to show you is where this index came from. I'm sure you've been seeing me putting this index up every day. But when I say we're at war, you probably might not understand pé ojú ogun la wà. And when tá bá wà lójú ogun, ó ṣeé ṣe pé kí ìbọn ba ẹlòmíì níbi tá a bá ti ń ja ogun yẹn lọ. But nísìn ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn ì tí ì bá wọn jà, àwọn nìkan ló sì ń bá wa jà. Ẹ mọ̀, àwọn Fúlàní nìkan ló ń bá wa jà. I can confirm that we've added one more broadcast onto our channel today. Twitch is another one that we are using. Tẹ́ bá ra àwọn ọmọ yín nílé tó ń gbá game, ó ní program kan tó máa fi ń play game yẹn tó ń pè ní Twitch. Fáǹfààní ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá mọ̀. Ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yín tó wà nínú yàrá tó tira wọn mọ́nu bedroom tó ń pariwo tó ń ṣe gìgà.
Are you using your eyes green? I'm not sure what to do with the eyes.
Nítorí pé wọ́n ń gbá game lọ́wọ́. Game tó ń gbá yẹn, platform tó ti ń gba inú bẹ̀ nísìn làwa náà ti lọ gbé program wa lọ sínú ẹ̀. We've done it before and I can tell you, even yẹn kankan bá máa wò, á wà níbẹ̀. Ìjọ kan ọmọ kan á rí inú àwọn ọmọ yín torí pé púpọ̀ nu yín parọ́ fún àwọn ọmọ yín nínú ilé. Ẹ̀ ń parọ́ fún wọn pé Nigeria is okay, but àwa máa jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé Nigeria is not okay. Ṣẹ̀rá àwọn ọmọ yín tẹ̀ ń parọ́ fún, tẹ́ ẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé Yorùbá is the only way out. Àwa máa jẹ́ kí mẹ́sẹ̀jì yẹn kó dé ibi tí wọ́n ti ń gbá game. And this, I'll come back to that. So as you can see, I am live on Twitch. Billions of people are playing game on it every day. And my message is already streaming right inside as well. And one day, ìkan náà ọmọ yín tẹ̀yìn parọ́ fún tẹ̀fẹ̀ jẹ́ kọ́ mọ̀. Wá kó pa kí ni bọ̀bọ́ yìí sọ yìí? Wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lọ ṣe research. Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kó bá wọ ọjà nínú ilé ìwọ tó jẹ́ ìyá àti bàbá wọn torí pé o ò sọ títọ́ fún wọn. Ṣẹ̀rí every time tí bá ń fi Global Terrorism Index 2020 àwa ni number 3 lẹ́yìn Iraq àti Afghanistan. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo kí gbogbo yín níbi tí ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ṣé rí tá a bá ja ìjà tí a gbé dání nísìn, ó ṣeé ṣe pé generation kan tún wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí ń ṣe wàhálà táwa ń ṣe nísìn nítorí pé àwọn generation kan wà níwájú tiwa tó fail wa completely. Blame wọn. Ibi tí làákàyè tí wọ́n gbé dé nígbà yẹn nìyẹn. Níbi tí làákàyè tí wá gbé dé nísìn ni pé àwa kan ṣe tán láti take gbogbo risk tó wà nínú ẹ̀. Ẹ rò pé kò sí risk nínú nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. Ẹ rò pé kò sí risk. But risk yẹn a fẹ́ take ẹ̀. Torí pé tá a bá take risk yẹn, ó ṣeé ṣe pé Fúlàní tí ẹ̀yin rò pé wọ́n máa jẹ́ pàdé wa àbí wọ́n máa di pé a máa ṣàdúrà tó máa wá tí ọkàn wọn máa wá rẹ̀ tí àjọ máa wá gbé lálàáfíà, ìyẹn lẹ́yìn ṣèbí. But it's not going to happen like that. We must declare war back on the federal government. Because the federal government have declared war on the Yoruba people. Wọ́n ti gbógun wá bá àwọn Yorùbá nítorí pé federal government gangan ni the sponsor of the terrorists in the country. Tó bá náà àwọn tó ń sponsor terrorists ní Nàìjíríà, federal government ni. So that means pé federal government ti dojú ìjà kọ èmi àtẹ̀yin, but nítorí pé àwa wà comfortable níbikíbi tí a bá wà. Ìyẹn la ṣe mọ̀ pé ogun ti wà. Nígbà tá a bá ń sọ pé ogun ti wà nínú ìlú, ẹ̀yin wò pé ifá tí wọ́n dá tó fi sọ pé odù ifá tó jáde yẹn sọ pé ogun bẹ lẹ́yìn ilé wa. Àmọ́ torí pé àìtí rí tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí yìnbọn gbìgbìgbì tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbé táǹkà tó pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ wọnú Nàìjíríà, ìyẹn ni kò tí jẹ́ kí làákàyè wa kó ṣí. But àwọn international community tó ń wò pẹ̀lú satellite, àwọn ọ̀dẹ́ Nàìjíríà wọ́n kàn ń wò pẹ̀lú satellite feed, àwọn ti rí pé ogun ti wà nínú Nàìjíríà. Àwa ló ń dúró dè káwa bá àwọn tó ń gbógun yẹn tó ń bá wa jà yẹn tó jẹ́ Fulani, but àwa ò fi jà, which is very good. A fi ṣe diplomacy. But ẹ mọ̀ pé bí ta bá ti ń ṣe diplomacy yẹn, wá pa ṣé gèsì wa lára. Níbi táwa bá ti ń pariwo pé hey ha hey ha a máa kúrò àní kúrò, wọ́n á ti máa pa ṣégè sí wa lára, but àwa dúró pé kí United Nations kó wá rescue wa. Let me now come back to that article. That is the twitch. We're going to move away from that. Let's come back here. Vision of humanity. You know, when humanity, Nigeria does not have any humanity at all. Oh yes, Benny, we don't want to fight. We don't want to die, but they are killing us. Now, this is the Shari elect mo fẹ́ fi wọ̀nyí. Tẹ́ ẹ bá ti mú nísìn pé we are at war, then that means pé ẹ lè gbọ́ àlàyé kankan mọ́ láíláí. Títorí pé àwọn tó jókòó tó ń kọ kínní iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ní, area of speciality wọn ni, wọ́n mọ ìlú kọ̀ọ̀kan ní gbogbo àgbáyé pátápátá. They know every part of the world. And they know where the problem lies. But if we refuse as people to get it right, we will never, never, never understand anything again. Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. Nigeria at the verge of breakup. But it's not just going to break up without putting a fight. If we refuse to fight, it's quite understandable that we don't want to fight. Yes, we can pray. Thank you very much. Lead on. Coffee time here. You'll be right back. We're waiting for you. I hail all the Biafra. A very good afternoon to you, my brother Michael Fabanwo. Every time you say you're trying to call me, but the line is normally there, and it's not until I have anybody's number before you can get through. Pastor Godi Koiki, either way is a risk. We fight is a risk. We put our hand is a risk. I totally agree. No country will come for rescue. We are the only one to rescue ourselves from the Fulani agenda. Abdurrahman. Kenny Azan, good afternoon. The time is exactly 12:43. My name is Olayomi Koiki. Let's look into this. Global Terrorism Index 2020. The 10 countries most impacted by terrorism. While terrorist attack can occur anywhere in the world, it can happen anywhere in the world. But there's 10 countries that suffer the most due to their proximity to ongoing conflict. According to what we know, conflict continues to be the primary driver of terrorist activities for the countries most impacted by terrorism according to the 2020 Global Terrorism Index. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà lórí Instagram. I greet all my friends and the Yoruba people in Jamaica. I've just been told that there are so many people watching us in Jamaica. I greet everybody in Brazil, Togo, ní Benin Republic, Côte d'Ivoire, Ethiopia, Kenya, Sudan, Turkey, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Europe, America, Canada, iṣẹ́ gbogbo wa la gbé dání. Ṣé rí iṣẹ́ tá gbé dání kò ń ṣiṣẹ́ èèyàn kan, iṣẹ́ every one of us for the survival of the Yoruba race. Tá bá ti lọ sùn ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ, ó ṣeé ṣe pé Yoruba race máa parẹ́ nítorí pé agenda Fúlàní nìyẹn. Fúlàní ti mọ̀ pé Yoruba race nìkan ló lè fèsì wọn. square on. But wọ́n wá ń ra àwọn politician Yorùbá, wọ́n ń kó wọn mọ́ra. And they continue to use that as a reason to keep everybody under the bondage. Let's go a little bit further. Once again, I welcome you all as you join. Mori Mamawa Yemi Foluke, all the way in Canada. Freedom Gift. Wọ́n ní ká sọ fún Òṣùpá Saheed àti Pasuma to do a live video about Oduduwa protest. These two musicians are the popular musicians in the land of Oduduwa nation. Tell them to contribute their own impact. Àníṣe gbogbo wa la máa ní impact when the time gets closer. Àtolórin o, ìtorí pé ìlú sì dàbí ìgbà tó yẹ pé ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni kò tí dàbí pé ó kan everybody. Ṣé nígbà tó bá di violent tó wà aggressive. Àjọkẹ́ proper, a very good afternoon to you, my sister. Bamidele Muhammad, forgiveness is a taboo in sight of the Fulani. Cousin mi pè mí lánàá, bí àwọn tẹ̀ bí a kò rántí mọ́ ni, because sometimes you get carried away with so many issues in Nigeria. Ó wá ń bi mí pé òun rí àwọn kan tí wọ́n gé orí wọn, wọ́n wá gbé orí yẹn sẹ́yìn ọrùn wọn lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó gé orí yẹn bọ́lẹ̀ tán. Mo ní ibo ni wọ́n wà? Àwọn Fúlàní tó pa àwọn tó wà ní Bọ̀nú nìyẹn. Àwọn Fúlàní tó pa àwọn tó wà ní Bọ̀nú. And this is where we're coming. According to the conflict, continue to be the primary driver of terrorist activities for countries most impacted by the global terrorism. And I'm going to blow that up so that I want everybody to see where I really want to highlight. Because each time I say we are at war and we must be ready to fight back, some of you don't want us to say so. Now, let me highlight these for us to see. 5 of the 10 countries are classified as being in a state of war. 5 countries out of the 10. Wọ́n tún wá yọ 5 kúrò nínú 10. Nínú 5 yẹn, nínú 10, wọ́n wá yọ 5 kúrò lára wọn pé sẹ́ àwọn 5 yìí they are already classified. Ẹmu tó ń pè ní kí wọ́n sọ pé nǹkan wà classified as being pé wọ́n sọ pé ó ti wà nínú ogun. Afghanistan, number 1. Nigeria, number 2. Syria, number 3. Somalia, number 4. Yemen, number 5. So that means literally Nigeria is at war. Other specific drivers of terrorism among these 10 countries include a prolonged insurgency in Afghanistan, Nigeria, Somalia, exacerbated tensions between splinter terror groups and the national government in Yemen, and the shifting activity of Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant in the ISILs in Iraq and Syria. Àwa ti di ìlú tí wọ́n fi ń gbá playing ground when it comes to terrorist activities. We have now become a country that is the playing field for the Islamic jihadists. Who are the Islamic jihadists? Some of you don't know these guys. Màá tó ń pè ní Islamic jihadists. Tó bá sọ pé Islamic jihadists, they are people that are ready. Islamic jihad in Nigeria. Let's put that in. You can see what it pops up straight away when you type that on Google. Straight away, it took you back to the Fulani War of 1804. Montombo. Also known as the Fulani Jihad. They are now calling on their brothers in other parts of the world to come and fight on their behalf in Nigeria so that they can conquer everybody. And but some of you, because there's a government in place, but the government itself is the Fulani. The Nigerian government is actually the Fulani. But because a lot of us do not believe so, because we don't want to agree that the situation in Nigeria has become worsened. We are pretenders. We are praying. We are hoping that it will not get that bad until a final result takes place. But it will get worse before it gets bad because the agenda has been there for a very long time. The agenda of the Fulani is to wipe everybody completely. It doesn't matter whether you are Yoruba, Iribo, Igbo. It does not matter. It does not make any difference. The Fulani knows what they are doing. We're going to do another kind of transition quickly to our brother Omoluka in Ilorin because they are in Jeba as I speak to you right now. Wọ́n wà lọ́dọ̀ Kábíyèsí ní Ọba Jeba tí wọ́n deliver a message of the Yoruba nation. So let me quickly switch to that so that we can pick a bit of signal quickly. I can see the signal already. And let's go.
Gbé ọtí dání torí pé a bá fẹ́ wá sọ́dọ̀ ọba ó yẹ ká gbé ọtí àdúrà dání. Ṣùgbọ́n a wò pé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ ṣe jẹ́ a gbọ́dọ̀ tún máa sọ pọ́tí la fẹ́ gbé dání wá bí. Sọ wá ní bó ti wù kó kéré mọ́ a fi owó òbí yẹn àti ọtí yẹn àfi sínú envelope ọ̀la ní ká tún kábíyèsí o. Tó láti parí gbogbo ẹ̀ kábíyèsí a wá fẹ́ kí ẹ fi orí adé kẹ́ bá wa fi ṣe àdúrà fún àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà ní orílẹ̀-èdè France yìí tí wọ́n pinnu láti ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú yín fún ìdàgbàsókè ìlú yìí. A fẹ́ kẹ́ bá wa forí adé kẹ́ ṣàdúrà fún wọn. Ẹ má dẹ̀ gbàgbé àwa ikọ̀ náà tá a wá ẹ fi tiwa náà sí kábíyèsí o.
While we're waiting for the signal to come back, as you know, it's location 9. That is Jeba in Ilorin, where the team are currently being sent by the group from France. I want France. This is what everybody should be doing now. We should engage the grassroots. We hope that network will be back. If otherwise, you've been able to see what is actually taking place. And you can see, environment. Look at what they've done, all our urbans. Environment here. Ṣé bí Queen ṣe ń gbé ní UK nìyẹn? Ṣé bí àwọn tó jẹ́ olórí wọn ṣé bó ṣe ń gbé nìyẹn ní United Kingdom? And this is what they've done. Purposely to destroy the Yoruba race. Money. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tí Chief Imam sọ lánàá. Abẹ́gbọ́. Let's come back here. Who are the Fulani or the Islamic jihadists? In 1804 to 1808, also known as the Fulani Jihad or Jihad of Usman.
Kábíyèsí, àdúrà là ń retí.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ti ṣe jáde lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ pẹ̀lú bisimilá lọ́wọ́ dá yín wọlé pẹ̀lú àlàmdùlillah. nípa àrìn àjò yín síbí àti bòmíì tán tẹ́ mọ̀ lọ lórí nǹkan yìí náà ẹ máa lọ dáadáa ẹ máa darí dáadáa. gbogbo ohun tẹ́ sì gbé lọ́wọ́ tẹ́ fẹ́ kó tẹ́ fi rìnrìn àjò yìí bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ kó dà dáadáa ọlọ́run jẹ́ ọ̀dà ń dà. àwa náà tẹ́ wá bá ẹ fi wálẹ̀ dáadáa ẹ sì délé dáadáa. gbogbo ìnáwó tí ẹ sì ṣe náà gbogbo ìnáwó tí ẹ ṣe náà tí wọ́n fi rán yín ọlọ́run yóò jọ ní àlùbáríkà. àwọn tí wọ́n wá rán yín níṣẹ́ náà gan-an láti òkèèrè ojú òní tí wọ́n wọ̀. gbogbo tí wọ́n wá lọ sọ́wọ́n tí wọ́n fi di èrò ọ̀hún ní dáadáa ọlọ́run ó ṣe fún wọn. èyí tó bá sì fẹ́ padà wálé nù wọn tó rántí kódà ó ti máa lọ lẹ́yìn èyí tó ń ṣe lẹ́yìn odi náà tó ọlọ́run jẹ́ padà wálé dáadáa yóò sì wá bá wa náà dáadáa. èyí tó bá sì fọwọ́ náà lọ́rọ̀ wọn lọ́rùn tí wọ́n gbádùn bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n sì rántí ilé ọlọ́run oníjì kò rà burú ó sì máa rántí ilé náà wọ́n máa rántí ẹ̀ dáadáa àbákalá náà lẹ́ẹ̀kan ọ̀hún sí ẹsẹ̀ jáde lé ẹ̀ balẹ̀ dáadáa ẹ̀sìn ní kábàámà bó nínú sẹ́tẹ̀ jẹ́ ká àbámà rere náà lẹ́ẹ̀kan àbákalá náà sọláàtì fàtì.
tó a kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà pẹ̀lú wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí káàkiri àgbáyé màmá mi Ayọ̀ Brown adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín màmá mi Gold Olúrántí Dàda láti orílẹ̀-èdè Ireland a kí yín o pé ẹ ṣé ẹ kú darapọ̀ mọ́ wa mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa láti Amẹ́ríkà mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín Alájà Ismail adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o ẹ káàbọ̀ tí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ ètò yìí gbogbo yín la kí láìkú ẹyọ kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ààfin kábíyèsí ọba ìlú Jẹ́bà òun ni a wà a sì ti ń bá wọn fi ọ̀rọ̀ ń jomitoro ọ̀rọ̀ láti òwúrọ̀ tí bàbá sì gbà wá ní ìmọ̀ràn lọ́tún àti lósì bákan náà làwọn ìjòyè wọn tí àwọn náà ti bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ dúró tì wá nínú ètò yìí tí ẹ jẹ́ kí ètò yìí kó ṣeé ṣe lágbára Ọlọ́run a ní fi ẹnikẹ́ni nínú yín ṣàwátì ẹ sì ní fi àwa náà ṣe àwátì Oòduà nation tí à ń wá lágbára Ọlọ́run á tó wa lọ́wọ́ kò ní la ìjẹ lọ kò ní la ìjà lọ torí pé kí ni Ọlọ́run ti kẹ́ wa pé ká kàwé ayé ìgbà tí a fi agídí àtìjà tá a fi ń gba ìlú ó ti kọjá ọgbọ́n tí Ọlọ́run fi kẹ́ wa àti ìwé tí a kà òun la máa lò Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kó ṣeé ṣe títí tá a tún fi máa pàdé Ọmọlúkà lórúkọ tèmi jẹ́ ire o.
I hope you were looking at the whole structure of Ibiti Palace of Awa. Let me come back from there first. Ṣé bí Seriki of Lagos ṣé environment tó ń gbé ní Èkó? Remember the picture of that Seriki? Àbí kí ló pe rẹ̀? Ẹ rántí ìtọ́sẹ̀ fi jẹ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ẹ wo ọba wa nílùú Jẹ́bà. Ẹ wo palace ọba bó ṣe rí. Ẹ wo palace ọba bó ṣe rí. Ẹ wá ní Fúlàní náà tí ì ṣe wá léṣe tán. So gọ́vnà tó jẹ́ gọ́vnà Kwara State kò mọ̀ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kò wà conducive fún bàbá yẹn at his age. Bọ̀ kò kàn wá. Ẹ mọ̀ pé àkírí ẹ̀bùn kò kọ́ lè máa bá yín rí gbogbo àṣírí tẹ̀yìn ò mọ̀. Ta ló mọ̀ pé bí ọba ṣe ń live nìyẹn in 2020 in a Yorùbá land tó ti di ilẹ̀ Haúsá tán mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Look at the king's palace. Ẹ wo ilé ọba bó ṣe rí. Ẹ wo palace ọba bó ṣe rí. Ṣé bí palace Seriki tọ́ṣẹ̀ fi jẹ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ṣé bó ṣe rí nìyẹn? Ṣé bí palace wọn ṣe rí nìyẹn? But because Kokonwa, let's come back to the conversation again. Fulani War of 1804 is about to play out again if we refuse to act quickly. Hausa Fulani agenda is to conquer everywhere in Nigeria, even in the north. They are carrying of them. Okay, you probably living in the north. Now let's look at this Usman Danfodio agenda back in 1804 to 1808, also known as the Fulani Jihad. Hold on to that, but let's come back to the global terrorism, because that was how I went there. Terrorism death in Somalia fell to their lowest level since 2013, declining by 11.9% to 569 deaths when compared to last year. Terror-related incidents also fell by 16%. Syria, following the de-escalation of the conflict in Syria, death from terrorism decreased by 44% to 517 in 2019. Now, this is Nigeria, number 3. And if you remember this, Nigeria number 3, Fulani agenda. But a lot of us were still sleeping, hoping that everything will get back to normal. Like everything will get back to normal. Everything is normal. For you now, everything is normal. But we are at war already. According to what we know here, Nigeria is the 3rd country most impacted by terrorism. Yet, the total death from terrorism in Nigeria fell to 1,245 in 2019, a 33% decrease from the previous years. Terror-related incidents also fell by 27%. Do you know that by this time next year, Nigeria will probably be number 1 as against Afghanistan? Because the more people, the amount of people that have died this year alone is not something that we can even figure out at all. The total amount of people that have died. Nigeria deadliest terrorist group recorded an increase in the terrorist activities mainly target as civilians by 25% from the year before. Additionally, hear this, wọ́n wá add the extra mọ́ lé lórí. Wọ́n add the extra, ó mọ̀ pé tó bá lọ rẹ̀ bà lọ́dọ̀ búkà, wàá tún ní kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ta kékeré lé lórí. Fulani extremists were responsible for 26% of the terror-related deaths in Nigeria at 325 fatalities. Do you know that when they say 325, do you know that in one day, 2 weeks ago, 111 people were killed? So by the time this time next year, this number 3 will definitely go back to number 1. And when you look at so many people that have died, the Fulani agenda against the Yoruba people is what so many people do not know. What is really their agenda? What is the aim and the agenda of a Fulani man? They have nothing to lose. They call for extra support. That is why other terrorist groups are now using Nigeria as a benchmark. And the federal government refused to sack the security chief. You can see that is a good one. We don't have governors in Southwest. They are part of the Fulanis. They are working like there's governances working every day in the country. But what they don't understand is Fulani have a different agenda. The agenda is we will wipe off every Yoruba people in the country. Everybody will be converted to the most deadliest Fulani groups, becoming a terrorist that is having impact, Nisale, but so comfortable. Go and sign the petition. We refuse to sign 100,000 petition. 100,000 petition. We have refused. 6 months. We lost one petition for 6 months. We were looking for 100,000 for 6 months. Are we serious? After consultation with the UK, hear this very well. Hear this, because I know that what we say now might be twisted. After consultation here in UK, because every country around the globe is different now regarding, the COVID. After consultation within the UK media, Lawatan Soro, I'm not saying those that are in another country, because we do not know what the situation is in another country. We will hold another peaceful protest in London on the 12th of December. We're looking at a 2 hours window between 12 and 2 p.m. The Fulani agenda is where we have number 3, Global Terrorism Index. But everybody thinks everything is normal. It go better since our forefathers. Let us tolerate them. Let us allow them. Look at where we are now. Where a commissioner, somebody spoke to me after the broadcast yesterday. Kabiru Tasoro Elano, I'm told, has been part of the government since the days of Fashola. Remember that commissioner for the water resources we spoke about yesterday? He's been in the game during the days of Fashola. If we do nothing, our generation might be eliminated. Good afternoon, my sister, Oluwakemi. I can spot you there. Bí eré, Fulani máa kó wa lẹ́rú. Tá bá wà careful. They are penetrating in every day, every now and then. And they refuse to stop. While we are looking for money, Fulani are using our people and other tribes as an eye mark to raise money as well. Because for every time they kidnap people, people pay money. So that means they are also funding themselves to keep up and ready to fight. Some of us are not concerned because we are saying that everything will become normal. That this will become normal and will work. The question is, do you have a government? Bandits kidnapped a district head, nurse, and 2 children in Niger State. The district head of Yakila in Rafi local government area of Niger State, Alhaji Ibrahim Abdul Ahmed, has been kidnapped. Also kidnapped were a staff nurse at Garin Gabas, whose name was given as Alima, and her 2 children. According to this day, learned that the kidnap took place around 2 a.m. this morning, when the bandits raided both Yakila and Garin Gabas, 2 adjoined villages in the district. According to report, the bandits, who were up to 20, rode on motorcycles, and they were carrying rather sophisticated guns, including AK-47. They shot sporadically into the air to instill fear in the members of the community, where there is no security to protect this community, resulting in their running helter and skelter. Some of the bandits entered the district head's room and forced him to go with them, according to eyewitness. Several of the villagers were said to have run into the bush for their safety. It was learned while the bandits stole mostly their agricultural produce. No life was lost. According to eyewitnesses, both the local vigilante and the conventional police in the areas were caught unaware by the bandit. As such, they could not repel attack. So in terms of one, ní ìdájí láàárọ̀ yìí ní Niger State, níbi tí wọ́n ti ń sùn, tí wọ́n mọ̀ pé attack máa wá. Just the same way táwa náà ṣe ń sùn nísìnyí pé nǹkan kan lè ṣẹlẹ̀ náà. Nǹkan kan lè ṣẹlẹ̀. A ní governor, a ní Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn. Oh, let me now show you a video. I will play that video. We will then analyze the video. Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome. Yoruba is on the march again. One people, one language, one culture. Think Yoruba first. Let's get us together. Prepare for this next video. Some of you must have seen the video. Wọ́n ní ó lè gbé, ó lè gbà. When we say that àwọn Yorùbá wà láàrin àwọn tí wọ́n ń fà wá sẹ́yìn, this next video proves so. Àwọn Yorùbá náà ló ń fún wọn ní backup tó fi di pé Fúlàní ní agbára nílẹ̀ Káàárọ̀ Oòjíire, torí pé àwọn kan wọ́n ń rí olè jà lára wọn. Olè dẹ̀ ní grade. Olè ó ní grade. Arákùnrin tá máa fi wọ̀nyí nísìn, àfáà ló pe rẹ̀ lóòótọ́. Àmọ́ ẹran tẹ́yìn máa rà lọ́wọ́ àfáà níbi tí wọ́n ti ń tẹran, ẹran màálù tẹ́ máa rà, àṣé olè, ẹran olè ló ń rà. Not want to pay the full price. But kò lè ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn nítorí pé òun kọ́ ló ń da màálù. So ó nídìí ẹni tó ń da màálù yẹn tá à ń pè ní Fúlàní. And that's the video we're about to show you now. But there's so many things I pinned from that video. Everybody would have opportunity just after that video to call for a few minutes. And you will realize that we are in a big mess. Lójú ẹ̀yin, ó lè má dàbí mess. Lójú àwa, we know it's a security threat. The federal government knows the power of the media. And they cannot stop this one. Wọ́n lè stop it tó wà ní Nigeria. Oh yes, they have the right to stop it. Some of the journalists are getting in touch with us. We will not tell you. Even some of Shari go on big radio stations in Nigeria. they've already consulted and reached out to us. And they've told us the reason why some of them cannot play or do exactly what we are doing. Because they will close them down. Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn tí wá di yẹ̀yẹ́. Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn tí wọ́n set up láti fi gba aráàlú sílẹ̀. Ó wá tún di tí àwọn Fúlàní náà tún wá ń lò láti fi solve problem wọn. It was here from the video I'm about to show you now. Nigeria at the verge of breakup. Part 191. It might mean nothing to you. We are rewriting history. And everything is documented. Even if some get lost, some have already been backed up for the next generation. Nítorí pé ṣẹ́rí gbogbo George Goldie, Lugard tá à ń gbọ́ nísìn, ẹ wo ìgbà tó ti kú, ẹ wo atrocity tó ti dá sílẹ̀, but a ṣì ń refer pẹ̀lú wọn nísìn. But some of the vital documents of like amalgamation in tó so wá papọ̀, ìyẹn dàbí pé ààrí nísìn torí pé British tọ́jú ẹ̀ pamọ́ tó fẹ́ jẹ́ ká mọ ibi tó wà. Let's watch the video and I'll come back again.
Now, Afa, kí lorúkọ yín? Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè ni o. Masuru Alade. Yà kí ni tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lónìí?
Mo ra ẹran lọ́wọ́ eléyìí.
Ẹran mélòó?
Ẹran tó dà ìta fún gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ 11.
11. Ẹ̀yin fúnra ara yín tó ọmọ ọdún mélòó sà?
39.
39 years nìyẹn. Ibo lẹ ń gbé?
Mọ́níyà Pàwọ́lá Alájà.
Mọ́níyà Pàwọ́lá Alájà lẹ ń gbé. Bọ̀ tí ń bo lẹ ti ń tajà gangan?
Yànà Báràkì.
Yànà Báràkì lọ́jọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Ìgbà wo lẹ wá ra màlúù mọ́kànlá lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀?
Láti January náà mo ti ń rà tó.
January lẹ ti ń rà. Ẹ ra papọ̀ àbí kọ̀ọ̀kan lẹ rà?
Mo ra
kọ̀ọ̀kan lẹ ra màlúù yẹn tó fi pé 11. Èló ni mọ́kànlá yẹn ló lẹ wá rà?
Èyí tí mo ra lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ẹ̀wọ́ jẹ́ 7 ẹ̀kọ́ kún bẹ̀. Mo ra ìkan mo sàsan 750 fún 750,000 fún.
750,000 lẹ́sàn. Èló sì lè ló yẹ kí mọ́kànlá ó jẹ́?
Tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́kànlá ó kó ju bí 1.2.
Ó yẹ kí mọ́kànlá jẹ́ bí 1.2. But ẹ̀yin rà ní 750 lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. So definitely ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀ wípé ọmọ yìí jí màlúù tà ni. Ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀. Ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀ ara fún yẹn rí kó less. Ẹ̀yin náà sábà kó jìtà ní ọjà tíyẹn jìtà máa ń less náà ni. Now ní ìsìn tọ́rọ̀ wá ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ìsìn kí ni àdéhùn tẹ́ ń bá wọn ṣe?
Àdéhùn tí wọ́n bá wọn ṣe wọ́n láwọn gba 2 million lọ́wọ́ mi. Àfà lórí 2 million.
Wọ́n láwọn gba 2.5 lọ́wọ́ yín.
Ẹ̀yin asáfà sórí 2 million.
Ẹ wá fà sórí 2 million.
Wọ́n sọ pé kájí kó di ẹ̀ǹdẹ̀ oṣù yìí pé.
Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè dáadáa.
Wọ́n ní kájí ká di ẹ̀ǹdẹ̀ oṣù yìí. Wọ́n máa fún wọn ní 500,000 naira.
Wọ́n wá láwọn ọgbà.
Wọ́n wá láwọn ọgbà pé kí mú nǹkan kan wá ní. Wọ́n sọ pé olè lẹ́sẹ̀ rọ́ọ̀bù mi níjọ́ Sátidé tí wọ́n gba gbogbo ọwọ́ mi tí wọ́n ṣe mí lè ṣe. Pé kí wọ́n jẹ́ kí n jàkútakùtà gbogbo tèmi náà ti lu fọkàn sí pé ẹni tí rówó gbà tẹ́lẹ̀ kan tí wọ́n ti promise pé ń lọ gbowó ń bẹ̀ pé tí ń bá jáde mi ò lè rí àpé kí wọ́n ṣàyè kí ó di ẹ́ndì pé kò sí kéde lé sálọ.
Pé tí ń bá sá. Ẹ sáà ti gbà wípé ẹ jẹ̀bi ẹ fẹ́ sanwó ìpadà ṣùgbọ́n owó pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín lásìkò yìí.
owó pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi lásìkò kan kó di ẹ́ndì lè fún wa lówó.
Ok. Now kí lorúkọ rẹ? Sọ̀rọ̀ sókè ni o. Jafaru kí ni? Jafaru Lawale. Sọmọ Yorùbá ni ọ ni.
Jafaru Lawale.
Jafaru Lawale. Ẹ̀yàwó ni ọ? Kí ni èdè rẹ?
Fulani.
Fulani ni ọ? Ok. Níbo ló ti ń da màlúù ẹ̀?
Ọ̀yọ́.
Ọ̀yọ́. Ṣé o mọ àfa yìí? Ọmọ bó ló ṣe mọ̀?
Baranda ni wọ́n ń tajà fún. Wọ́n ń tajà fún.
Ọmọ ń tajà fún wọn ni kí ló ta fún wọn irú ọjà o? Màlúù mélòó? 11. Ọmọ ọdún mélòó ni ìwọ jẹ́ bó ṣe wà yìí?
Ọmọ
17 years ọmọ ọdún 17 ni ẹ. Ok. Èló ni àfa wa fún ọ nígbà tó ta màlúù 11 yẹn fún ọ? Èló ló fún ọ lápapọ̀?
Ọmọ pé kẹsẹ̀ mọ́ ta gbogbo ẹ̀ papọ̀.
Èló ló wá jẹ́ o sàmọye tí gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹ́ papọ̀? o ò lè rántí mọ́ wọ́n sá ń gbà ọ́ náà tí ẹni.
torí nígbà kan ẹni tí ń gbowó 5,000 6,000 10,000.
ok ó ń san ní 10,000 5,000 20,000 díẹ̀díẹ̀ o wà á lè calculate iye tí ó ṣàjẹ́.
èyí tó bá ti kó fún mi máa lọ ná ni kí n sọ pé n kò jọ tó bá ti fún mi ó kó kí n kà.
ok ṣùgbọ́n màálù yẹn o mọ̀ pé ó jí ta ni.
màálù àǹtí mi.
jí màálù àǹtí rẹ̀ ta ní mọ́kànlá ló ti jí ta nígbà tá àǹtí rẹ̀ wá gbọ́ sí nísìnyí kọ́ ló wá yarí ó sì lóun ti lọ sí dọ́bà lọ́yọ̀ọ́ wọ́n ti file petition wọ́n ti send ẹ̀ sí ẹlẹ́yẹlé ní ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn monitoring unit báyìí nísìn monitoring unit là ń lọ o kí lọ́jọ́ òní jẹ́ tó mọ̀ òní ni ọjọ́ àlàmísì ọjọ́ kèlò ọjọ́ kẹta oṣù kejìlá 2020 náà bó o ní ọwọ́ ṣe tẹ̀ ọ́ bó láti mú wọ́ ọjọ́ láti mú ọ kí ló lọ ṣe lọ́jọ́ tá a fi mú ọ.
mo ń lo lánàá mo fẹ́ lo ilé mo wá lọ́dọ̀ afáàmù ní kọ́yà mi 2,000.
ọjọ́ tó padà lọ sọ́dọ̀ kọ́sítọ́mà rẹ̀ fẹ́ yá owó.
ó sọ pé wàláhì kò sí owó lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ kí n já dé dírọ̀lẹ́.
tó
bá ti lọ ọ̀dọ̀ kọ́sítọ́mà rẹ̀ níbi tó fẹ́ gbọ́ tó bá fún un lówó yóò fún mi 2,000 ní máa lọ lé.
ibẹ̀ lásà ti mú ọ.
ibẹ̀ náà mo sì jókòó tó ń wá.
ká fi wá mú ọ. ok ọjà wọ́n ní ọmọ yín ní ẹ̀yìn ni ẹni màálù màálù mélòó ni ó wà ní kíá rẹ̀ tẹ́ kó fún láti dà. tí kà ó pọ̀ mo mọ̀ pé Fúlàní ìfẹ́ ka màálù wọ́n ní mọ dẹ́tẹ̀ bá ti ń kà ní Ọlọ́run lè jẹ́ òde but mélòó ló jí tà ń bẹ̀. mọ́kànlá ló jí tà èló ló wá fún yín bẹ̀. kò fún yín ní kọ́bọ̀ gbogbo mọ́kànlá àwọn ọ̀tá ó ná owó ẹ̀ dànù ọ̀dà náà ló jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ wá ké gbàjarè wá bá Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn wípé kánjọ kan ṣàánú yín o torí pé ẹ ti lọ sí dọ́bà wọn ò rí mú ẹ ti lọ sẹ́lẹ̀ẹ́lé wọn ò rí mú ẹ wá pe Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn lọ́wọ́ àná sí òní yìí Ọlọ́run sì bá yín mú àbí àwọn méjèèjì àtẹnitọ́ta àti ẹni tó rà á Ọlọ́run mú àwọn méjèèjì nípasẹ̀ Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn ẹ ṣe kí lorúkọ yín mà. Zainab kini.
Zainab
Lawal ẹ tó ọmọ ọdún mélòó.
bí 26.
26 níbo lẹ ti ń da màálù níbo lẹ ti ń bá yín da màálù.
ní Ọ̀yọ́ náà ni.
Ọ̀yọ́ náà lẹ́yìn náà sì ń gbé.
Ọ̀yọ́ ni mo òbí mi ọkọ mi wà ní Ìlọrin.
ọkọ yín wà ní Ìlọrin Ọ̀yọ́ làwọn òbí yín wà Ọ̀yọ́ náà ti ń bá yín da màálù. all right ẹ ṣeun.
Let us analyze that video. Let us break down that video again. There's a lot to pick from this video. Tekorora woyen. O lè láfà àti mọ̀yẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀. Àfà ò lè ní nítorí pé àfà ń wá ìfà. Àfà ò fẹ́ ra màálù full price. Ó wá ń fún Fúlàní ní kọ́bọ̀kọ́bọ̀. Òun wá ẹni bá wá rí àfà nísìn tó jókòó tó ń ṣàdúrà. After tó ti lọ tẹran odindi tó bá ń rà tóun jèrè lórí ẹ̀. Àfi bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ torí pé á jèrè rẹpẹtẹ lórí. Kódà á tún máa bú àwọn tó fi wá rẹran tó jẹ́ àwọn ìyá wa àtàwọn bàbá wa tó bá lọ sọ́jà. A máa complain. Màálù tí mo rà yóò wọ́n. Màálù alápatà ilé ìwọ̀n. A máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ àṣé olè ní àfà. Àfà wa ń ra màálù lọ́wọ́ Fúlàní on a very low price. Ó ra ẹyọ kan kò tó, ó ra kejì, ó ra kẹta. Ó wá ń dùn mọ́ àfà nítorí pé àfà ń rí èrè lórí màálù kọ̀ọ̀kan tó rà ní only God knows. Èló ló ń ra àwọn màálù òun. Let's come back here. Àfà ń ra màálù lọ́wọ́ Fúlàní. Kò ní wá sanwó pé àfà tẹ́ bá mọ age àfà is 39 years old. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ọmọkùnrin yẹn was 70 ìyẹn ọ̀tẹ̀ mọ age ẹ̀ kò tẹ̀ mọ́ èjì ọ́ láti máa sọ fún pé ó ń bí èjì ó tún bí wọ́n pé kí ni èjì òun but only 17 years 17 years. Wọ́n ń da ẹran ní Ọ̀yọ́ state àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ Ọ̀yọ́ state. Ìyá ọmọ yẹn òun ò gbé ní Ọ̀yọ́, Ìlọrin ló lóun gbé. Ta ni ọkọ ẹ̀? Níbo lòun ti rí owó tó tówó at ọmọ 26 years old as against àfà ọmọ 39 years old tó wá ní màálù púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́. Who is funding terrorism? Kí ló fi ń fọ́ndẹ̀? Ẹ mọ̀ pàwọ́ àwa ò ní mọ̀. Those are the games. Ṣé rí gbogbo ẹran tẹ́ ń wò tó ń dà lọ yẹn wọ́n fi ń fọ́ndì terrorist ni. But lójú àwa kàn rẹran ni. Ẹ̀wọ̀n kíkà ká ṣàpa ẹran ká pa màálù. Ẹ mú màálù à ń bọ̀ wá jẹran o. Ó wọ́pọ̀ tó ń tẹran fún àfà àkúnṣẹ́ yọkan. Àfà ò lè lẹ́yọkan lọ́wọ́. Wọ́pọ̀ ṣe rí ẹ lè rò pé àfà yẹn nìkan ni. Wọ́pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. Wọ́pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. But I am looking at the whole security structure around that video that go with on. But it's Nigeria. Nobody will investigate. Níbo ni Zainab, a 26 years old. Ṣé nígbà tó marry lọ kó ẹran dà fún pé ìwọ gba property tiẹ̀ máa lọ máa dẹran. We're in a big mess, but we don't know. Oh yes, ṣe grade ni, ṣe bó ṣe hold àfà báyìí nísìn, ṣe rí fún àfà gan ọ̀nà ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè. Same way tó ṣe hold gbogbo àwọn politician yìí. But you're expecting the politician to rescue us. We are waiting for the politician to rescue us. But what we do not understand is politician lè rescue her because Fulani mọ̀ pé politician yìí olè ni. Fulani mọ̀. But ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn ò fẹ́ accept pé olè làwọn politician wa. But Fulani mọ̀ pé olè ni wọ́n. And they have all their records. Nítorí pé ìjọba tó ti wà níbẹ̀ látijọ́ tó ti wà níbẹ̀ Fulani government ni. But we are waiting for our politician to rescue us. The same way àti pásítọ̀ àti lèmámù àti àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe. So wọ́n wá kó gbogbo àwa Yorùbá wọ́n kó wa sábẹ́. Fúlàní nísìn tó bá lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àfà tó ń wọ àfà níbi tó ti ń tẹ̀lé fún mi ní 10,000 naira ń bẹ̀ yẹn. Àwọn ará àbẹ̀yàn máa ní àfà kí ló dé ẹ̀fílẹ̀ ìṣàrọ̀ra fílẹ̀ o. Àmọ́ tá à ń ṣe o. À ń ṣiṣẹ́ lábẹ́lẹ̀ o. Iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe lábẹ́lẹ̀ ara ẹ̀ náà nìyẹn. But ìyàtọ̀ ni pé àìtí rí evidence báyìí tó ṣe kiri tó fi táwọn fi mọ́ àwọn yẹn náà báyìí. 26 years old girl. Wọ́n ní Fúlàní kì í láìka máa ka màálù wọn tí ló máa ń dín. Kí ló ń dín màálù tó lè kà? Tẹ bá lọ sí ibi tó ti ranches ní London ní outside London òyìnbó á máa sọ fún ẹ pé òun ní iye màálù báyìí nínú ibẹ̀ yẹn. Ọ̀dọ̀ títí wa wọ́n fi mọ iye màálù tó jẹ́. Fúlàní ò kì í ka màálù wọn kó má bàa dín. Ẹ pé we are all mad. We are in a big mess. But we are waiting for somebody to come and rescue us. Or we are waiting for United Nations. For how long will all this continue? Why are we not signing the petition? Petition that would also help us out. Why are we not signing it? I don't like when people say, àwọn tó wà ní Nàìjíríà nìkan ni ó ní responsibility petition. Where is all the Yorubas in UK, in America, to give us 100,000? Níbo ni gbogbo Yorùbá tó wà outside the country wà? Now we refuse to hit 100,000 petition. We're not talking about 1 million. The minimum the need is 100,000, but we've not given that 100,000. Yoruba self-determination, which way forward? 100,000 petition we could not get at all. So many people think that Nigeria will work. There will not be election in 2023. If it has to be violent, so be it. But election will definitely not hold. Election is not going to hold. So if anybody is thinking that we should go or we will hold another election, tell the federal government to prepare for the worst case scenario. There's a federal government to prepare for the worst case scenario. Because another election is definitely not going to hold inside location 9. The Fulani that we keep talking, moving cows. Now, ṣe feel pé irú àfáà yẹn nísìn á gbàdúrà pé kí Yorùbá kó break up. Àfáà tó ń ra ẹran tó san full price. Tẹ́ bá lọ sọ fún àfáà yẹn nísìn pé we want to go out of Nigeria. In tá àfáà máa kọ́kọ́ máa rò ní pé a máa wo pocket rẹ̀ pé ẹ fi bàṣẹ jẹ́ lọ́wọ́ òun. Just the same way, so many Nigerians are thinking the same. They are 419. They are looking for where to hit that they've not sow the seed. So everybody in Nigeria waiting for their turn, whether to become a politician or maybe to become a businessman, but the Fulani will kill you. A lot of people always ask, is there a new petition? That question pops up every now and then. There's a particular petition that is out. What does it make, whether it's a new petition or not? Or we go and sign the petition that will give us opportunity for them to debate at the House of Commons. Sherry Bitatin Berekwe, is there a new petition? Fulani is also planning. So when a lot of people ask, oh, do we have a new petition? It's not about a new petition. It's about sign the petition. Because for every time you're asking, is there a new petition? We are wasting so much time. What does new? If you don't have the link, it's a different thing. There's nothing like new petition. We're just asking for 100,000. We are meant to be giving this country headache with our petition every week, if not every day. As we are hitting 200,000, 300,000, another one pops up again, another one pops up again, and that creates more pressure for them. But we create one, we create two. People asking, is there a new petition? It's not about new petition. You see the petition, you sign the petition. It's as simple as that. Because the time is not on our side. But if the international community start discussing about the total process of dissolved Nigeria 1914 amalgamation, every day, every week, at some point, something might erupt. But everybody is asking, do we have a new petition? And we got a new petition. Why do you want to know whether we have a new petition? As long as the petition, and you read it, says, break up Nigeria, just sign it. Just sign it. If it doesn't say, is this a new petition? Is that tomorrow petition? Is that yesterday petition? We are losing days and time. Every day petition pops up. It should hit 100,000 in a day. It's not something that we should be dragging and say, that petition is still 45,000. It's not moving. It's moving. Every time a petition comes up on Nigeria breakup, it must reach that same day the figure and the number that we are looking for. Protest. There was a protest in London last weekend, and I'll show you that in a minute. Protest. Oh, you think that people protest for different reasons, and I'll show you that in a minute. Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. The time is exactly 1:36. p.m. in London, where we are currently transmitting from. Let's hear this just for a few minutes.
Òwe ìbáwí, òwe ìkìlọ̀, òwe ìwúrí, bọ́rọ̀ bá sọnù, òwe la fi wá. Àkàlò èdè ń kọ́. Ọmọ Yorùbá ló ń lò. Ilé tí máa rọ́mọ Yorùbá. Ibi gíga gíga ilé tí máa rọ́mọ òkúta wá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ò ní rí wá nílé ẹ̀jẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ò ní rí wá lẹ́yìn ẹ̀yìn. Ibi gíga lọmọ Yorùbá yẹn. Adéwálé lùlù fún wa ibi gíga dàǹkọ́jọ́ dàǹkọ́jọ́ dàǹkọ́jọ́. Ibi gíga dàǹkọ́ṣù. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o, iwájú iwájú lójúgùn ń gbé. Òkè níjọ́, òkè 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 lẹ́yìn fún òkè.
And I welcome again those of you that have joined us. If you think that we are the only one that we have problem, every country has a problem, but every country problem is different. Our problem is to come out of Nigeria. Nothing to negotiate about that. And until we put more pressure, ló máa ń fún ìjọba ìlú mi, ló máa fi ń respond. Tá a bá fún wọn ní pressure, we are going nowhere. And the Fulani will have more agenda to extract and kill as many of us and take us out. They own the embassy across the world in terms of all the Nigerian embassy. It's a Fulani man that is there. Even if you have a British passport, you will still have one reason or the other to go to that embassy. And if you get to Nigeria, you are not even on your own anymore because the Fulani is now in control. All your governors, your politicians, your senators are just like that afar that cannot say anything. This was London over the weekend, where there was also a lot of protest. And some of these protests, as you can see, these are people protesting for something. And until we also know that it is pressure that you put, Sherino, you can see the slippers on top of the head of the Prime Minister of India. And this protest was here in London, but in support, a solidarity support for their people back home. No farmers, no food. London Farmers Rally. And you can see the turnout. Bobaja wa nisi, awa mama say gesime, gosime, amama fa gbogbo ẹ, Something is just not wrong or right with us. You can see this was December the 6th. And you can see how heavy it was on Twitter. Every time there's different protests, and you can see them. You can see this is London on the 6th, right in front of the Indian House where a protest was holding. And this is the only energy that every one of us can give back to rescue Antoine. Farmers' life matter. That's what this wants. And as you can see. So how come then people want to ask question, is this a new petition? Are we, it's not about a new petition. As long as you see the link, you understand that that petition is asking for nothing more than a total process of dissolve of Nigeria. It should have hit 100,000 the same day. But we are just so very comfortable. Yeah, they took over the street here in Canada. Lead on. You can hear that. But because Awati was so relaxed, we are waiting for miracles to solve the problem that we have the energy, the knowledge to end. We don't want to do that. Awashi in Duro, and that somebody just, yeah, I know, because it was all over the world. They had this protest. And as you can see there, Parliament Square against the Narendra Modi, the current serving Prime Minister of India, who is visiting London as part of the Commonwealth Heads of Government. Okay. That should also be maybe another opportunity for us. I'm not sure Buhari will be here anyway with the imposter. And as you can see there, protest happens. This is New York City. Can you see? You get that is New York. And these are their families, their relatives that lives outside the country, putting pressure to the international community. Let me see if there's any video. As you can see.
We are in London, where there is a huge protest for farmers' rights, and United Sikhs is here to serve food. And as you can see, London is at standstill right now.
London is at standstill because they are fighting for protest. Yeah. But we asked, let's come out. You will see some people give different excuses. We love excuse as people. Let's hear what he says.
And you can see it's a huge gathering, and there's a lot of people here who are absolutely, want changes to happen. They want Modi to revert his decision, and I don't see anything calming down until Modi changes and reverts his decision on farming bills. It is going to be a big chaos if nothing changes. He needs to make these changes.
You hear what he said? It's going to be a big chaos if nothing changes. That's what the guy was saying there. But we want everything, smooth. That's what we want as people. And that is where there's always an issue. We don't. And tètè react sinkan. Ashindro ki Fulani yẹn kó túbọ̀ wọlé dáadáa, even the party wà láàrin wa. Go and sign the petition. The poll, people even refuse to sign the poll anymore. We give excuse. It's very difficult. It's this. If you are told to apply for American visa and you have to input your email, you will know what to do. Tobani can apply for American visa. La Roy. You will definitely know what to do without consulting anybody. You will go the length and breadth to make sure that that application, if they tell you that the application should be coming through email, you will know what to do. And I guess we have a caller.
One or two things. Where I turn on the bound in the last action to are taking. Sherry, number one, can you petition you?
I'm going, but there's a noise at the background. Someone will be able to play device me.
Okay, it's true. My system.
Mute him, please.
So, Sherry, can you petition you? Petition you to break Nigeria in. I want to work in the petition. There is a compromise on that petition. That's why it's not increasing in number. I can't believe that thing is still in 19,000 plus. That website, they've compromised that same petition. So I don't even believe in that number. Because people are agitating for this thing seriously. People that have signed that petition would be more than 50,000. They have pinned that petition to a certain, maybe they have tampered with it. That's just what I'm saying. They have tampered with that petition. So Ejeka take that petition. Like right now, what is happening is more than we should be talking about one government. I'm suggesting that we should form Yoruba youth to protect our boundaries, our towns and cities. We are not going to be politically motivated. We are not going to be religiously inclined to anybody. We are just there for Yoruba integrity and safety. We should me, I don't trust them. Politicians, like you have said, are they are like that. People are concerned about their own pockets. They are waiting for their own turn to become local government chairman, to become local government chairman, to become this so that they too can steal. Why they go out and lie and pretend they are supporting Yoruba nation? Our time agitated me. There is no time to waste. We can start going around. We don't need to have a gun. Simple device. Simple technique. I want to the diaspora can support our town while logistic láti máa bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ yóò ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ pé ayé máa kọ́bọ̀ jáde jókòó. We'll start somewhere. Bí ọlọ́pàá fẹ́ arrest you, we be there like, Oga, why are you arresting this person? You can't arrest him. You cannot arrest him. They came to my street few days ago. There is a police station very close to my house that they burned down. Don't Jole Kumbi. That's almost 2 weeks missing. They are going from houses to houses, arresting people. They mention and these are the guys who Grand Nation. Don't forward your bomb. Now I'm going to tell you because they know I have experience about this legal, all this. I told them, I said, see, no court, no lawyer in Nigeria can defend you because the judiciary system is under these people. The security system is under them. So there is nothing you can do. But if you are agitating for all Grand Nation, nobody can come and harass you like this. It's not possible. Because the other will go on fire. But I cannot do anything because you went there, you went to the station through. So what will I do? So I want to we can start anyhow. We go to you won't worry that we go there and say, no, you cannot do this. We have information, we call our people, we gather there together. I'm iron the house to me. Anything in your relax. You can't tell me to put me now. Last day, you draw them, no, anything. But in my own way, anywhere I stand for the nation, they run away from me. Anywhere I stand, I start talking like both outside people, they used to run away from me. Because they see fire coming out of my face. We will devour. We don't need to plan. Only God knows the kind of death that will kill a man. Only God knows. But the kind of suffering that you are suffering, human being can determine your suffering. You will suffer till you die. So I look at people, they are not living. They beg money for this, they beg money for that. Yorubas they beg money everywhere. Are you not ashamed begging money every day? Common basic need of life, no need, and they'll be smiling, they'll be going to church. They are deceiving themselves. They are deceiving themselves. I'm a Christian. I don't go to, for the past 4 years, me was church. Me was church in Nigeria. I pray in my house. I know the truth myself. So let us start something. Let petition why you want to tap back again is compromised. It is not possible that it will be in 17,000. It's on 19,000 something. How? When you come here, you want to direct this origin. And the bad law was the answers. Don't be seen that you feel a month or so. This is over 100,000 plus. What you want to compromise is now British now on the website. So you know what?
All right. I should go. All right.
We should start something.
All right.
We should start something.
No problem. All right. I should.
Okay.
When we are still not serious, that what we want is a Yoruba nation. You can see the kind of technology that is out there. This is the position to Yekawa as Yoruba people. This is what we should be thinking of as a country. And we have all the experience from the Yoruba people. Level between Yekawa lele. This is the kind of level that we should be while we are still waiting for Fulani, like, the Nomadic to hold everybody to ransom. This is the position of a Yoruba person, but we cannot be part of that because we are number 3 when it comes to global terrorism in the world. But this should be where we are. A Yoruba aircraft, a Yoruba technology. This should be what we should be thinking of. These are the opportunities that we can bring into a Yoruba nation. Right? Remember what I said to you. We've opened the phone line if you want to add your voice into the conversation. But until every one of us understand that, you can see. Think about the Yoruba nation in this position 10 years from now, competing with other world power. But if we are not thinking like that, let's take you to NASA. While we are discussing with the Fulanis, let me just show you. You can see that this is what we should be thinking of. So every day, as a Yoruba man, as a Yoruba woman, if you're not thinking like this, come on, no, compete. Right? Let's see if they're alive.
It's all about life. I had absolutely no idea what Earth would be like today, what our atmosphere would be like without life.
So all the gases that we breathe that are in our atmosphere are completely cycled, well, not all, but most, are completely cycled by biology, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And of course, the exception are the noble gases like argon. We don't think life has anything to do with them. But oxygen, we've talked about, the carbon cycle, where all life is, it's carbon, has got a carbon-based metabolism. So we're using CO2, we're putting it out again. The oxygen, of course, is linked in with that carbon cycle. And even the nitrogen, something that long-term fixing of that nitrogen.
Direction and looking at it, wow.
Confirmed contact and soft capture. Dragon and the International Space Station were 268 statute miles over the southern Indian Ocean, 12:40 p.m. Central Time.
But we are still
soft capture ring is now retracting.
We are still busy. Still busy with this country called Nigeria.
YORUBA'S inside of the cupola module, continuing to monitor the docking sequence for Cargo Dragon. Again, that soft capture ring is nearing completion of its retraction. Next, we'll be driving the 12 hooks that will hard mate the Cargo Dragon into place right in front of the International Docking Adapter 3. This is Mission Control Houston. The Cargo Dragon has been given a go to resume its hard capture sequence. That'll be 12 hooks that drive to essentially hard mate or lock Cargo Dragon into place. That soft capture, contact and capture occurred at 12:40 p.m. Central Time. From this view of...
We leave that as we have a caller from US. Hello, caller.
Hello,
Carson, that's a good guy.
Yeah, ọdún sọ̀rọ̀ láti Chicago. Ẹjọ́ èmi kò fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kan concerning the petition, sir.
Okay.
Kí ló dé tí àkókò focus lórí èyí tí Simon, I'm talking about this guy to set up.
Oh yeah, that we're talking. I mean, you're not Latin show Latin con. So.
Yeah, kákó focus lórí ẹyọ kan ẹ̀ sísọ ẹ pé nǹkan náà nìkan náà jọ sọ because mo ń wo ṣú ẹ̀ lánàá. One of these people call in land more than so we pay our pay at don't set up another petition.
No, let me come down straight to that. Look, forget about let's set up as many petitions. I have said it. The issue is why are we having difficult to get 100,000 on one petition? Oh, you come and debate every week. That is the only thing we have for the parliament to be debating about the breakup of Nigeria. Whether they set up one, whether we set up another one, whether somebody else set up another one, it does not make any difference. Anybody can sign as many as you can wherever you see those petitions.
I mean, it is understandable, brother. It is understandable, but I was thinking like about a whole focus where you're force. Can't they push you with 100,000 forced? Again, but
so it's already on the track. I mean, it's about 45,000, but that does not mean that the one that they're working on, when it comes out, we can't tell them to stop, to bring that one out. Like I said, do you know, you are talking about 100,000. Do you know how many Yoruba people is in America where you are? So it's like everybody's thinking like 100,000 is a big number. It's not a big number. 100,000. Tolori come after New UK, New Wembley Stadium. Oh my full 100,000. Even now, video New Wembley Stadium. Oh my kuni, that's about almost 70-something thousand. So why are we saying making it look like, and this petition is not just for us alone. Have anybody told their friends? Have you told your neighbor? It's not about us alone. It is everybody can sign it. It's not just about Yoruba people and Igbo people.
I mean, brother, I just want to put that there.
All right then, thank you very much. I mean, people must understand that 100,000 is not a big number. We're not talking about 1 million here. If we're talking about 1 million, then I will say, okay, let's slow down, and then I say we should be giving Parliament edict every day. 6 months, California edict. 6 months, we've been able to prove that we are truly ready to come out. And that's why it will become violent. Because àwọn tó wà nílé ara wọn nílé ìgbà tó bá dé stage kan. Thank you very much, Lido. While we are still debating, 100,000. Let me see what is the total capacity in Wembley. But I love this view. Let me quickly take you back to that view. This is what you should be thinking as Yoruba people. this kind of energy when the International Space Station, let's get the sound.
Look at this view from the SpaceX Cargo Dragon, providing video as it makes its way. This is now above the velocity bar. You can tell a little bit above, directly in front of the International Space Station. You can make out very clearly many of the features, including at the very forward end of the station. It's crossing in front of the forward end. You can sort of make out a little bit obstructed by a little bit of shadow, but you can make out the Crew Dragon that brought 4 crew members to the International Space Station last month. The station right now is flying 263 statute miles right over Canada, making its way on a northeastern trajectory, and should pass over the North Atlantic Ocean. Shortly over the North Atlantic Ocean, the spacecraft, both the International Space Station and Cargo Dragon, will be entering into an orbital nighttime, so those views will get a little bit darker. But
let's look at the capacity of Wembley Stadium. Capacity of Wembley Stadium, 90,000. And we're making it look like 100,000 is a lot. It is not about for us alone. It's also for us to engage. Everybody must sign it, because it's not just Nigerians. A petition is not just for Nigerians alone to sign. Everybody, anybody from another country can sign it. But we focus as if it's a big task to get 100,000. Let's hope that before the end of December, we can at least get a petition into the parliament. And they're going on recess very soon. Let's look at that. When is parliament going on recess? They'll be going on recess very soon. Parliament wraps up 3rd section in a recess till February. So if they go on recess, that means even the petition is ready, they cannot come and look into it until February. I hope this one is a UK news, because sometimes, okay, no, this is not UK. When is permanent going on recess in UK? That's what I'm looking for. MP could be in Commons until Christmas Eve if needed to pass the BRICS exit deal. So we must do everything to make sure that this petition gets in before they go on recess. Talk about it on recess. That's it. Or to the next year. Or to the next year. Okay, I've got it here. So what you're looking at, Parliament examine what the government is doing. They make laws. They make new laws, hold the power to set taxes and debate the issues of the day, just like we want them to debate this issue. The process to dissolve Nigeria. We have another caller. About mute the background. About mute the background. Yeah. Amen.
I want to just chip in something. The last caller, which talk about our petition, I look at it that man is saying something serious. Because I see that, I know when it was 15 or 16, I started calling people money to people to go outside and sign in. And this thing does not go out from where it is.
Yeah.
Truly, it seems something is happening with
and you know that so many people also that were they didn't know that you don't have to pay money. Do you know how much this organization got from us? Yeah. From people that were even donating money. Even the new one. A lot of people might not understand that you don't have to pay. But people were paying in the hope that maybe they were even giving money to maybe the people that set it up. No, you are paying and giving money to this organization called change.org. And any money you donate does not come to anybody. It goes straight back to this organization. And do you know how much people were paying? Some people pay £100, £30, 20 pounds, 5 pounds. So can go him out.
So I'm looking something wrong with that petition. What that man said that it's like they have tampered with it. Because it's supposed to go more than where it is never move up.
Yeah, 7 months ago was when this petition was set up. 7 months ago.
It's over a month.
Yeah.
And every day, you're signing it. Every day, people sign it, not 1 minute.
Yeah.
Let me say every second or every one minute.
Maybe.
As soon as the people I saw on the platform, another platform we said, every day people sign it. From this on, it's supposed to look into it that something is strong, something is strong somewhere. Please, let's look into it and then talk about either I don't know what you are going to do. God will open your eyes to what to do because I know something is strong somewhere. And what the man talked about and these FULANI carry people, I don't know, he said the right thing. Arrest one anyhow. Why should you come into my house and arrest me for nothing?
Yeah.
Please.
All right.
God help you.
I should go on.
John torí Ọlọ́run wàá máa rí owó tí mo promise wàá máa rí nígbà tí torí direct debit ni mo ṣe nígbà tó kó ìtò kọ́kọ́ wọbẹ̀ lọ ìgbà kan náà ló máa jọ máa wọbẹ̀.
All right, no problem.
Torí àwọn bàbá Ìlọrin wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá lórí kíní òtíṣọ́ ẹ̀ láàárọ̀ yìí.
Yeah, I'm
I don't know how we're going to do it. Okay. I know you are spending money, so I don't bother.
No problem. Right. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Nobody in charge in Nigeria, Wole Soyinka. It's not the first time he has spoke. We know that there's nobody in charge in Nigeria anyway. But we're all playing the game as if somebody is in charge. Think about the Yoruba nation in this direction that I've just shown you. Think about a Yoruba nation where we can also start developing, thinking, producing, manufacturing, and doing the best that the international community would have access to come and also, work with us. But when you are still in that shit old country called Nigeria, is anything live today? Let's see. I'm not sure. Think a Yoruba nation in this direction. All right, let's leave that. Think about the technology that we can also use. Have you ever think, when we become our own independent country, all these will belong to us. We have people that are skilled up to that level around the world and even in that country called Nigeria. Location 419. We have people that are well learned, but because everybody is waiting for the miracle, and that's why some of us have seen the hope. Cherry gbogbo wàhálà tá ti ṣe ní ìlú òyìnbó, gbogbo experience, gbogbo knowledge tá ti ní, a máa kó bọ̀ wá sílẹ̀ wa padà to come and develop. Shele Defense Technology Highlight 2020. They are producing vast amount of technology. Cherino. Are we not going to be thinking like this? So, tá a bá ṣe gbogbo wàhálà pa fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà, tá a bá tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbésẹ̀ yẹn, how do we get to where we are showing you some of these? And we have, the manpower in Yoruba people. Let's come back to what Wole Soyinka said. And at exactly 2:30, we bring the show to an end. It's exactly almost 2 hours because we started just about 12:15, somewhere around there. And the Nobel laureate, Professor Wole Soyinka, has described the year 2020 as the most challenging year as a result of the vicissitude of problem. Let's go and break it down and find the meaning of these. Let's break it down. Let's go and check IFA, which is Google.
Vicissitude
vicissitude. Okay.
Vicissitude.
Vicissitude. A change of circumstances of fortune, typically one that is unwelcome or unpleasant. A husband-shaped
Vicissitude.
alternation between opposite or contrasting things.
Vicissitude.
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 Let's come back here. So we understand what that means now. He added that Nigerian situation was worse as a result of the imperial nature of his leadership at the social, political, and religious level. Soyinka, a professor of literature, spoke at the booksellers' venue of the presentation of his new book. At his age, Nigeria government àbí báwo ni. Àwọn tó ti lo life tí wọ́n tán ṣe ó tún ń tàwé ṣe book presentation because they know that whether we get Yoruba nation or not, he has left his own name. Whether he talks about Yoruba nation or not, people will still remember him for what he has done during his own lifetime, fighting during the Abacha regime. He had to run away as well. I'm sure a lot of you remember that. But the question now is, a Yoruba man, does he still believe in one Nigeria as well? Wole Soyinka. The question is for me and you to ask him. Soyinka said with turbulence that characteristics year 2020 and as activities wind down, the mood has been repugnant and very negative. I don't want to sound pessimistic, but this is one of the most pessimistic years I have known in this nation. So he believes that Nigeria is still, a nation. And it wasn't just because of the COVID-19. No natural disaster had happened elsewhere. But how have you managed to take such in their stride? Government lied. No agreement between the ASU and the suspension date. Oh yeah, Abdul Rahman. Yeah, Soyinka is probably not interested in the Yoruba nation. And somebody will now say, oh, let us respect all these elders. Probably in his 80s. Another 30 years, after 30 years, no family now, I was pé ẹja nísìrò Wọlé Ṣóyínká ní ká lọ bá o kó bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ o torí kó wọ́n mọ̀ lágbàáyé o ìjọ́ráyè tiwa. They don't have the time for all that. They have a different agenda. He doesn't want to stain his name. Oh, I'll be shouting Yoruba nation. Èmi tèmi ti pariwo Nigeria all over the world. Èmi ni màá tún máa. Mọ̀ pé àwọn bàbá tẹ̀ ń sọ pé kọ́ lọ bá ẹni tẹ̀ máa ń pa mí tó bá ní lọ káwọn bàbá yẹn. Àwọn bàbá tó yẹ pé Nàìjíríà lọ fi kówó jẹ lọ fi lẹ́lòmí fi jalè lẹ́lòmí fi wà all over the world. Tó fi fún wọn ní recognition. Ẹ wá ṣẹ̀ nìkan lọ change ohun pé a fẹ́ ṣe Nàìjíríà mọ̀. Mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn le gan. Mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn le gan. Ẹja lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá wa. Ìgbóhùn sókè.
Assalamu alaikum ní brother Koiki.
Alaikum salam tula barakatu.
Ẹ kú ètò àdúrà wa gbà.
Ṣé ìdùnnú.
Èmi kàn fẹ́ raise two suggestions ni. Ẹja lè fún gbogbo àwọn organisation wa tó wà nílé ìlànà Oòduà ní something ni pé àwọn ibìkan wà tó pé à ń fojú fo bẹ̀dà. Òun ni àwọn higher institution wa. Because mo rò pé àwọn kan ní major bulk because majority of population of Yoruba are within that group level. Kí ni wọ́n ń ṣe lórí ẹ̀ láti máa wo yunifásitì kọ̀ọ̀kan and anybody náà mo ń sọ lórí generally náà yìí tó lè sọ personally àwọn tó bá mọ̀yàn ẹni ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo yunifásitì wa èyí tó jẹ́ president ni tó jẹ́ pé kíní ni let's engage these people because àwọn kankan ló yẹ ká really in fact ohun awareness wa ibẹ̀ kankan ló yẹ ká gbé wọ̀ because if those people agree on one something nobody can stop them that's another aspect that we are not really working out much about. Most of our students, especially in higher institution, because we know and all this investor and content, if to back to bad, the beginning no, or one on the kidney, my father, because you value Buti Abi, Oshati or Bachi over for your model, which I don't ever follow.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Eshegoni Babawa, Ibrahim, Eshegoni. Yes, we need to engage the university students, especially what one listening. Pé time gan ló dá ká engage wọn. Tí ASUU wà on strike láti over 8 months. Ó dà kún lọ pé 9 months or 10 months. Student kò lọ school. Wọ́n kàn sùn, wọ́n kàn jí. Wọ́n kàn sùn, wọ́n kàn jí. This is the time to tell them that this shit whole country cannot survive. Lè survive nínú ẹ̀. So when people say somebody like Wole Soyinka pé ká lọ consult bàbá kó lè bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí Yoruba Nation. I'm sure you probably have seen some of our videos, conversation. Is he interested? Ẹlòmíà ní àìtí lọ bá. Ẹ mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà làwọn lọ́ fi dúró. Because when he was having that fight, òun náà jàjà nígbà tiẹ̀ so kò lè so sẹ́rí ìjà táwọn jà nígbà yẹn ó yàtọ̀ sí ìjà táwọn ń jà nísìn. Ó take risk. So tèmi náà máa sọ pé a máa take risk. Òun náà ti take risk. A máa sọ fún yín nísìn pé ọmọ ẹ̀yin náà lọ jàjà ti yín ni o. Bóun ṣe wà báyìí nísìn kán lọ́n túbọ̀ lẹ́rọ ẹ̀mí òun ni. Òun ò lágbára kankan, òun ò ní strength kankan láti bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation. Ẹ̀yin ni kẹ́ lọ sort it out. He says something close to when, the revolution now. Because tẹ̀lé ṣòwò rẹ lọ sí court now. I saw it. Ó dẹ̀ ní kan tó sọ. Nígbà tán interview ẹ̀, kò mo gbọ́ interview yẹn nínú court. Òun ti ṣe tọ́dọ̀ tóun, ó kù sí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tó kù lọ́wọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe, déédéé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ṣe, Fúlàní agéré orí gbogbo yín. Kò ní fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ lóòótọ́ ni. Bó bá tẹ̀ fẹ́ Yorùbá Nation, ẹ fi ipò ní strength kankan tó máa fi bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation. Bàbá my food, you're a bastard. Olórí burúkú ni gbogbo wọn pátápátá. Ẹni lọ bá bàbá kan, lọ bá kinní kan, bàbá òṣìwò. Àwọn bàbá tó ti wà in their 70s, in their 80s. Oh, because wọ́n ní influence in the international. An influence yẹn sẹ́ tó bá become violent. Kíákíá ló máa ṣe rí. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ káwọn bàbá yẹn gan wà láyé. Kó má yẹ pé yẹn gan náà máa fún wọn látàtà tó máa fi kú. Ṣe rí ìjà tá a gbé tá a ṣe rọra tá à ń ṣe mẹ̀gẹ̀lẹ̀ sìgìlè sign petition. Ṣe rí tí gbogbo ẹ̀ bá di pé ó dàrú. Bàbá mi á kọ̀ ní àtàtà inú yàrá láti máa bá. Torí pé kò ní expect tó ń bọ̀. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. If truly, I need to invite anybody. If truly you are at heart, you should just join automatic so that the future can be bright for the next generation. Ẹ mọ̀ pé inú British ń dùn ní sí nǹkan fẹ́ kúrò nínú EU. Kí lẹ rò pé Boris Johnson jà fún? Ìjà tí Boris Johnson jà nìyẹn tó fi vote fún. The reason tó fi lé Theresa May kúrò ni pé kò fẹ́ align pé a máa kúrò nínú EU. Òun sì fẹ́ máa bá wọn ṣe pàdípàdí. Boris Johnson dẹ̀ sọ pé in tó wà mẹ́ni pé a máa lọ. And eventually, I think about how many days from now, UK will eventually leave EU. Whether there is a deal or not, wọ́n sì máa lọ. Thank you very much. I repeat, if you have Yoruba at heart, you should join the party. You don't need any invitation. Think Yoruba first. Let me put that onto the broadcast. Ìyẹn làwa ṣì wá ń sọ fún yàn kan pé yẹn ẹja lọ pa àwọn bàbá kan. Gbogbo àwọn bàbá yẹn mọ̀ pé ìyà tí à ń jẹ nísìn àwọn gan wà nínú ẹ̀. So automatically ẹ̀kọ́ máa sọ pé no, enough is enough. This country cannot work. Àní Fúlàní fẹ́ wọ́n ní agenda yẹn ti wà láti ayé ìdáyé ni of Usman Dan Fodio. Aṣọ burial ground ẹ̀ fún yín ní the other day. Wọ́n fi burial ground ẹ̀ ó ti di pilgrimage. Ẹ mọ̀ ṣé kí n tún fi wọ̀nyí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí kó tó di pa àwọn máa lọ láàárọ̀ ẹ̀. We're in a big mess. Usman Dan Fodio tomb. Wọ́n sì sọ di ilé òòṣà tí wọ́n lọ ń gbàdúrà níbẹ̀. Small Hajj. That is the tomb of Usman Dan Fodio. lead on. You're going into another, okay. a Yoruba nation we should be proud to say we want to stand on that. I say we have so many intelligent people that are, heritage of Yoruba people around the world. They can bring the technology. America learning technology, China learning technology. We have the technology, but because we have not really pushed the boundary for what we want. I agree that we need diplomacy, but diplomacy will work if we put the effort to make it happen. Think of something big. Let's think. Everybody can think. It's not just for us alone. We were held in the media, we held a meeting till about 1 a.m. yesterday. Thank you very much, Felix. I appreciate everyone that have joined us again today. It's not about how long the broadcast, it's about the message. This is the tone of Usman Danfodio. If people want to complete mission, no. They've not completed that mission. The mission is to wipe everybody out. Àti Mùsùlùmí tó wà níbẹ̀, àti Kristẹni o, àti oníṣẹ̀ṣe o, wipe everybody out. These are dangerous people. That's why Nigeria is number 3 under Iraq and Afghanistan. When we have people. So go and sign the petition. Àti mọ̀ pé ti tàkọ́kọ́ yẹn, ìyẹn ti di òfútù fẹ́tẹ̀. Wọ́n ti compromise it. Something is gone wrong. But the one that Simon Ekpa have set up is about 45,000. Let's do our best before the parliament go into recess. They will go on recess on the 20th of December. So we still have 10 more days to at least push this petition that you have there. 10 more days. Let us do everything possibly best to hit that 100,000. Kọ́tẹ̀ submit síbẹ̀. Bó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n máa debate ní o kó tó lọ àbí tó bá padà ní January 2nd or January 7th. Sheikh Uthman Danfodio mission is to take the sea, land, and that's why that man was given Kabiru. I don't think Kabiru Timosolano. Owafiyeje, Commissioner, Water Resources, Leko. Hey, Kabiru, Ọmọ Katsina. So àwárí èèyàn ọmọ Èkó, àwárí ọmọ Èkó kankan, àtúrọ̀ ọmọ ìlú míì. Nǹkan ti ṣe ọmọ káàárọ̀ òjíire. Sanwó-Olú assigns portfolio to commissioners. Ó wá fi Kabiru, Ọmọ Katsina. Ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn tó wà ń bẹ̀? Òun dà, níbo ni bọ̀bọ̀ náà wà? Kabiru yẹn dà. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ló ti wà lọ́wọ́, ọ̀nà ti wà pẹ̀lú wọn láti ìgbà kínní ló ti wà níbẹ̀. During Fáṣọlá, ìyẹn bọ̀bọ̀ náà, òun lélẹ̀. Kabiru, special advice for urban architect. But wọ́n ti wá increase oyè tó jẹ́. Wọ́n ti yọ ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń wò báyìí nísìnyí. I think because ìgbà tí mò ń scroll down nísìnyí, mò ń rí water resources. Wọ́n ò pa. Ṣé àwọn pẹ́ńtó wà ń bẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀? Commissioner for water resources was Mr. Tunji Bello. Yorùbá lẹ́ni tó wà níbẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. Right? So ó ṣe wá di pé Kabiru wá di ẹni tí wọ́n wá fún ní position yẹn. Ṣé wọ́n lọ́bì ẹ̀ ni àbí báwo? Let's do the last Google search on him. Ọ̀gá àti wọ̀gá. Ṣẹ́rí Kabiru. Hey, Yoruba people, my people, my people. Kabiru, ọmọ Hausa, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́? Ọmọ Hausa, ó dàbẹ̀, Katsina. Irú òun náà nísìn. Ṣé rántí Fúlàní ta play video ẹ̀ táfà lọ jẹ́ran? Ẹ rántí? Ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀ náà ti ń sọ Yorùbá tákàtàkà. Àfà àkọlà fẹ́ gbọ́ nísìn nígbà tí bàbá yẹn ń sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ rántí fídíò yìí? Àfà olè. Àfà tó ń ra màálù tó fi sanwó.
750 lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tó dẹ́ ọmọ ara.
kẹjọ kan di ẹ rọ́ọ̀bù mi níjọ di ẹ ń lè pé.
kí lorúkọ rẹ sọ̀rọ̀ sókè ni o Jafaru kí ni Jafaru Lawale sọmọ Yorùbá ni ọ ni.
Jafaru Lawale.
Jafaru Lawale ẹ̀yàwó ni ọ kí ni èdè rẹ Fúlàní ni ọ. ok.
náà ṣé lè nísìn bá réyàn nísìn kò ní pààyàn eléyìí ṣẹrójú ẹ bó ṣe rí Fúlàní tó bá yá nísìn tó lè bá pẹ́ ní Ìbàdàn nísìn Ọ̀yọ́ state governor náà fi jẹ commissioner. We're in a big mess. Thank you very much, my back end team. Yeah, Sheikh Usman Danfodio mission is to take the sea, the land, and the sea, which means the entire southern coast. So, Ashimalati wo reason to fi Kabiru yìí tẹ́ ń wò yìí kí nìdí tí wọ́n ṣe fi jẹ water resources kò tí ì yé mi. Kí ló dé tí Sanwó-Olú fi jẹ water resources? Wọ́n dẹ̀ náà ti wà láàrin wọn ti pẹ́. Ẹ jẹ́ n lọ wo link tí òun lè lè ṣá, ẹ jẹ́ n lọ wo link tẹ́lẹ̀. Ṣé rí pé kò gbé picture síbẹ̀? Ọ̀tọ̀ tún nìyẹn náà, NNPC, Kabiru Ahmed Abdullahi, NNPC, kò gbé picture síbẹ̀, Hausa man. We are all in a big problem. Yeah, we need to do DNA test for all these Yoruba leaders and these obas. Wọ́n ti gba bọ̀dì fún gbogbo wa. Wọ́n ló ti Ambode appoint a Fulani man. Ó tẹ̀ ṣẹ́rí pé ó ti wà ní èèyàn kan pè mí sẹ́ láti Yankee lánàá. Ẹ mọ̀ pé online ò ní parọ́. Ṣẹ́rí pé ó ti wà láàrin wọn ti pẹ́. Why Ambode appointed a Fulani man? Now the same Fulani náà lélẹ́yìí o. Kí lorúkọ ẹ? Kí lorúkọ ẹ? Yorùbá ni ẹ ni. Ọ̀dẹ̀ làmọ̀tẹ́kùn.
Jafaru Lawale.
Jafaru Lawale. Ẹ̀yàwó ni ọ́. Kí ni èdè rẹ?
Ẹ̀yàwó ni ọ́.
Fúlàní ni ọ́.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n bóyá sá Fúlàní. Ẹ̀gbọ́n bóyá sá Fúlàní. Ẹ̀gbọ́n bóyá sá ẹ̀gbọ́n bóyá sá Fúlàní. We are in mess. Tílé náà bá pẹ́ lọ́yọ́ state nísìn tí Yorùbá yẹn tó di pé ó smooth dáadáa. Ó lè má jẹun ṣẹ̀rọ ọmọ tẹ́lẹ̀ bá bí nísìn. A máa claim ọmọ nílẹ̀. Ẹ̀wá náà ọmọ nílẹ̀ náà yín padà ní gbogbo Ọ̀yọ́ state ní south west. Àwọn tó náà ilé yìí. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ rántí pé the governor of Kano state told us that those Almajiris are not Nigerians. We are in a big mess. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i, mo kí gbogbo yín pé a kú rọ́jú, a kú faradì. Tẹ́lẹ̀ bá bímọ nísìn, ṣẹ́rí generation tí tó bá máa fi pé mẹ́ta, eléyìí nísìn ọmọ tó bá bí, ọmọ tíyẹn náà bá bí, ọmọ tíyẹn náà bá bí, ó ti di generation mẹ́ta. A máa fẹ́ contest fún governor of Oyo state. Ṣé rántí pé mo sọ lẹ́yìn pé ọmọ 26 years old ní girl yẹn Zainab. Ẹ jẹ́ n fast forward ẹ̀ díẹ̀. Fulani. Ẹ jẹ́ àgọ́ bí tí wọ́n ti ń interview màmá yẹn.
Wọ́n ní ọmọ yín ní ẹ̀yìn ni ẹni màálù.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Màálù mélòó ni ó wà ní kíá rẹ̀ tẹ́ kó fún láti dà? Tí kà ó pọ̀ mo mọ̀ pé Fúlàní ẹ̀ fẹ́ ka màálù. Wọ́n ní mọ dé tẹ́ bá ti ń kà ní Ọlọ́run lè jẹ́ ó dín but mélòó ló dí tà ń bẹ̀?
Mọ́kànlá.
Ṣẹ́rí everything Ọlọ́run ni jẹ́ ó dí ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ni jẹ́ ó dí nítorí pé tó bá lọ ní farm nísìn ní ranches tó kọ́ àwọn màálù sí níbí báyìí. Wàá sọ Yorùbá sọ pé we have 30, we have 40. Ìyẹn ni Ọlọ́run ni jẹ́ kó dí ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀dẹ̀. Ṣé bí bàbá ọlọ́wọ́ ṣe ṣe nìyẹn? Àwọn wá dẹran wá sí Ọ̀yọ́ state. Ọ̀yọ́ state tó yẹ kó máa jẹ́ food basket of southwest. The mission is Usmanda. I believe a woman is 26 years old. Before I go, do you all believe that this woman, I think somebody is putting on comment on Instagram, Yoruba race has been completely sold out. Shame on all our Yoruba politicians. You are quite right. She believe a woman is 26 years old. Only 26 years old. Ọmọdún mélòó ni ẹ? Ẹ máa gbọ́. She believe a is 26 years old. You don't think that this woman is 26 years old? We're in a big mess. Ẹ gbọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
Jíta ìlú ló wá fún yín bẹ̀. Kò fún yín ní kọ́bọ̀ gbogbo mọ́kànlá àwọn ọ̀tá ó ná owó ẹ̀ dànù. Ìdáná ló jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ wá ké gbàjarè wá bá Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn. Wípé kánjọ kan ṣàánú yín o torí pé ẹ ti lọ sí Dọ́bà wọn ò rí mú. Ẹ ti lọ sẹ́lẹ̀ ilé.
Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn tó jẹ́ kó lọ sínú igbó but ó ń dì pẹ̀lú àwọn tó wà nínú ilé tó jẹ́ Fúlàní tó ní màálù. We are mad people.
àwọn ò rí mú ẹ wá pe àmọ̀tẹ́kùn lọ́wọ́ àná sí òní yìí ọlọ́run sì bá yín mú àbí àwọn méjèèjì àtẹnitọ́ta àti ẹni tó rà á ọlọ́run mú àwọn méjèèjì nípasẹ̀ àmọ̀tẹ́kùn ẹ ṣe kí lorúkọ yín mà. Zainab kí ni.
Zainab
Lawal ẹ tọ́ ọmọ ọdún mélòó.
bí 26.
26.
ẹgbẹ́ nǹkan tó sọ kò ṣúọ̀ nípa age ẹ̀ ó ní bí 26 so kò mọ age ẹ̀ kò ní bá certificate. We are in a big mess but Cherry because our oversight àti wà relax Yorùbá people our accommodating ẹ fi sílẹ̀ ó ní bí gbà tẹ́ pé kẹ́bi èmi ní age mi nísìn kí ìṣẹ̀ tí wọ́n máa ronú pé ó dàbí ẹni máa bí pé boy are you mad? And that's the reason why àwọn ọmọ yín bá fẹ́ lọ yunifásitì nísìn ọmọ Fúlàní tó bá dé nísìn wọ́n á ní education náà tí ó lò ẹ jẹ́ kó wọ unilag ìwọ ọmọ Yorùbá wọ́n wá tì wọ́n padà jáde ẹ mọ̀ páwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó jẹ́ kó wọ unilag ìwọ ọlọ́mọ wá tì jáde padà lọ sí north. We are mad people. Anyway, I'm gonna put a full stop here today. It's not the length of the broadcast, it's the message. I know where we are going, but some of you are not prepared. Interfere, oniwekaja. And that is what I know. And tó bá lè ra AK-47 fún wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀. Mẹ́ta ló lè rà ní, márùn ló lè rà ní, ìwọ rà fún wa, ibi tó bá wà, àwa collect. Let's prepare for the worst case scenario. Election on a hold in 2023. We are ready to take all the risk to liberate the Yoruba people. Usman Danfodio, you don't know his agenda. Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká mọ agenda ẹ̀. Torí ṣẹ́rí agenda yẹn, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká rí. Torí pé tá bá rí agenda tó ní, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí Yorùbá nation kó wáyé. But ẹ bá mọ̀ pé agenda Usman Danfodio kò ní jẹ́ kí Yorùbá nation wáyé, a máa gbáradì ju bá ṣe ń ṣe ìlọ. Whether diplomacy, awareness, grassroots, prepare for the war in case it comes. Sheikh Usman Danfodio promised to soak our blood in the Atlantic Sea. Ẹ máa gbọ́, ó náà máa fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ wa òun máa fi wẹ̀ nínú Atlantic Sea. Ìyẹn làwa wá jókòó lé lórí. Ẹ wá rò pé àwọn ìran ẹ̀, àwọn generation ẹ̀, wọn ò ní parí ìjà yẹn. Ó náà máa fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ wa òun máa sókè sínú Atlantic Sea lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Èkó yẹn náà lọ wá fún Kàbírù láti 2015 ló ti wà pẹ̀lú Ambode. Ẹ má ẹ̀kọ́ fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ wa kọ́ fi wẹ̀. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ tí wọ́n ní ká fi wẹ̀. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ wa kọ́ fi wẹ̀. Ṣé rí lóòótọ́ àwa kan wà comfortable níbi tá a wà. A dúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run. But ẹ máa rántí àwọn tó wà comfortable. So dẹ̀ rí kú òwò tó wà comfortable yẹn, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kó jẹ́ jàǹbá Fúlàní. Nígbà téèyàn náà máa fi ẹ̀jẹ̀ wa, òun máa wá lọ sókè sínú Atlantic. Sheikh Usman Danfodio promised to soak our blood in Atlantic Sea so that they can take over and kill all the indigenous people. Be it Yoruba, Igbo, Irobo, all the tribes. And they will then control every one of us. You might look at your governors, your politicians. They are under the influence of the Fulani. Ìyẹn ni Sanwó-Olú ṣe pè fún backup pẹ̀lú ìjọba Nàìjíríà. Ìyẹn ni Sanwó-Olú ṣe pè fún total backup. Divide and rule. Ẹ má kó sú wa. Let's push everything we know And I'll play something in just a minute. British patriotic song, Rule Britannia. Just give me a few minutes. I do not own the copyright to it, but I want to share that until we think Yoruba first, we ain't going nowhere. If we're still having sentiment to Nigeria, we are literally having sentiment to the Fulanis. And if you know that we should end Nigeria, then stop this sentiment that you have for them, because Fulani will never have sentiment for you. Ṣẹ̀rí bọ̀bọ̀ ọmọ tí ẹ kọ̀ rọra wò lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn tó bá pàdé ẹ níta lálẹ́ ó máa pa ẹ́ easily ni mo sọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́nrìn kó tó di pé a máa lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀. Rule Britannia, the British patriotic song. I do not own the copyright, but let us hear it. You can see the last side of that. Britain never, never shall be slaves. Britain never, never shall be slaves. But Yoruba people, you want to continue to be slaves by our master, Fulani. They are learning from Great Britain. Ìlú Latin learning the tactics. Ẹ kọ́kọ́ capture wọn through military. Tẹ́ bá ti mú military might. Military yẹn máa fi dẹ́rù bà wọ́n. Ìyẹn ni wọ́n fi ń dẹ́rù bà gbogbo wa nísìnyí àbí. So tíyẹn bá ti di pé wọ́n ti conquer wa pẹ̀lú military might. Àní lè sọ̀rọ̀, àní lè mí, àní lè yàgbẹ́. Àwa di pé agenda yẹn wá ń bọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ for better understanding of the Fulani agenda, learning from their master. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and I will. Okay, there's a call coming from Osun State, and I hope the person wants to add to the voice. Hello. Ẹ káalẹ́ o, Kásán láti rí ìwàyò. A wà lórí ètò. Ẹ já sọ̀rọ̀ létà, ṣé a wà lórí ètò? All right, because I can see that it's a private call. I'll leave you with that. You can see Britain never, never shall be slaves. Yoruba nation, Yoruba people will never be slaves. And we are ready to do whatever it takes to liberate ourselves. Have a very good afternoon. My name is YORUBA'S, and I say once again to everyone, thank you for watching. And those of you that will be watching it later, we appreciate you as well. Bye for now. And this is our own, let me play our own anthem properly as well. And I'm going to be using the Ilana Odudua website. Our own father, Professor Banji Akintoye. Awani Ogo Adulawo. And that is why I'm going to be ending my show today. And I hope to be back sometime later on tomorrow again. Don't hesitate. Support. Keep us going so that we can also do the best. Our normal translation to Todotiwa at Igboti British. Our normal Todotiwa. And this is our own Ogo Adulawo. Bye for now.
Ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà. Kò ṣẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà. Kò ṣẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o. Àsìkò ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà. Kò ṣẹlẹ́sìmẹ̀sìn mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà. Àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o. Ọmọ Odùduwà rìpọ́blìkì asọ̀wásọ̀wọ́ asọ̀wásọ̀mọ́ asọ̀wásálàfíà àìkúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yàmọ́ àfẹ́lẹ́sìmẹ̀sìmọ́ àwọn ìjọba wa ara wọn nìkan náà jà fún. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé rìpọ́blìkì lárugẹ Odùduwà rìpọ́blìkì ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé lárugẹ. Ó lè san wá sọ́wọ́, ó lè san wá sọ́mọ. Asan wá sálàfíà, àìkúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀. Àní àsìkò yìí ti tó. Ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò yìí ti tó sẹ́. Ọmọ Odùduwà. Àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́. Ọmọ Odùduwà. Àfẹ́lẹ́yàmẹ̀yà mọ́. Ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò ti tó. Àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn gbogbo àgbààgbà Yorùbá látòrí emeritus professor Banji Akintoye, comrade mi ń kọ́ Victor Taiwo, olóyè Sunday Igboho, ẹ Gani Adams àti gbogbo Yorùbá akíkanjú ọmọ Yorùbá tó wà lókè òkun látòrí Mr. Adékúnlé Adépọ̀jù àní ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà ìgbà ọ̀tun ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yàmọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àfẹlẹ́sìmẹ̀sìmọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà àsìkò ti tó láti gbára wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba amúnisìn o. ẹ ń kókó Oòduà Republic ó náwó ẹ̀ sókè. èmi náwó mi. ẹni tó ń fẹ́ Oòduà Republic ẹni tó ń fẹ́ Oòduà Republic ó náwó ẹ̀ sókè ni. èmi náwó mi. Oko Odùduwà kó náwó ẹ̀ sókè a. èmi náwó mi. ẹni tó bá kó Oòduà Republic kó náwó ẹ̀ sókè ni. èmi náwó mi.